It's gonna be like the first 2 minutes of me just staring. Okay, awesome. We are ready now. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of our stay-at-home open mic, our Monday night open mic, also known as the late mic. We do have people, as always, joined in from all over the world, and so once again, my name is Richie Marufo. I'll be filling in for Poet Khan today. Never really utter these words. Oh, hey, that's what you get when you talk with your hands. You hit your microphone sometimes. But I'll be hosting today, and this is brought to you by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, aka BWOMS. We've been around since 2007, based out of El Paso, Texas. But of course, since we are online, we are able to expand our connection, our stage, our audience, and our community. And that's a lot what you've been able to get through these online open mics. As always, this is a platform. It is a stage for you guys to, take part in and celebrate each other's work. This is a space where people can get things off of their chests, off of their minds, dusting off new pieces, trying out new pieces. But either way, we want to give them an active ear. Listen in, listen compassionately, listen enthusiastically, and maybe offer feedback. What lines did you really enjoy? What lines stuck out with you? If you guys are with us in the Zoom call as a performer or just hanging out, definitely I always encourage you guys to use the chat. So you guys are all pros at that. If you guys are on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. It is really much appreciated. This space is open for you, of course. If you ever want to share anything of your own, you're more than welcome to do so. And the easiest way to get involved is just follow us online. You just look up Barbed Wire Open Mic Series pretty much anywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Did we have a MySpace? Probably. I don't even know. But it's probably there. We don't use it though. Okay. But follow us online. Be on the lookout for those sign-up sheets and other events we have going on. Of course, the other beautiful thing is that since this has become a global network, we're gonna get to be able to hear of all the other ongoings that our wonderful peeps are doing, from featured readings, podcasts, poetry workshops, games. Just be in tune. And if you guys are free, definitely check them out. Or if maybe you're shy, but if you know someone who likes writing, who likes performing, spoken word, poetry, all these things, let them know. That might make the biggest difference in someone's world. Like if they did not know about this and you're like, hey, check out this online open mic that so and so is having on this day, they might check it out. And it's a really great opportunity for all of us to just connect. So let's go ahead and all right, let's go ahead and continue. So we're going to start off. It is Memorial Day. So I'm going to go ahead and invite a special guest. He's been here before, but we don't get to see him too often. So I invited him to open up today's show. In his bio, he did write. He's a Yankee by trade, proud Texan by choice. He's also very active in the Tumblewards project writing community. We're going to go and kick off today's show with Mr. Bill Sparks. How are you doing today, man? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Richie. I think we all know Memorial Day. The symbol for Memorial Day, at least in our country, Canada and England, is the poppy. And the poppy comes about from a poem from Lieutenant Colonel John Mccray, a Canadian doctor, in the front in 1915. It was published, and unfortunately, he was killed during a future engagement during that period. So the Flanders Field poem is taught to school kids all over the country. And that prompted me to write my own poem based on the poppy. So this is my own poem, Where Poppies Blow. We did not ask for this honor. The honor was thrust upon us. Yet we bear our burden with pride. For these are the fields where you died, where poppies blow, row on row. We feed the birds and butterflies, our blossoms open to the sky. For centuries gone, we have stood alone in fields for miles surrounded by the woods. Then you came with your machines of war, the fire and pain of trembling earth and more. So many cried and died, the earth turned red. This ground is hollowed now, we hold your dead. Where the poppies blow, row on row. We stand as sentinels to honor this place where your honored dead now rest in peace. We accept the challenge to keep the faith. This 100 years past, we have borne witness. 100 more and many after will prove our fitness. For we are the flowers that grow in Flanders field, where poppies blow between the crosses row on row. So that's my own to honor Colonel Mccray. They haven't had a lot of veteran funerals out at Fort Bliss National Cemetery because of COVID. No family was allowed. They did direct interment. But I want to give you a sense of what one of those ceremonies would be. The bugle calls. I stand at attention. The flag flutters in the breeze. Soldiers know the call of the bugle, the call of reveille, the call of retreat, the call of taps. Reveille is a brisk call, marking the beginning of a new day, the rising of the flag. Retreat is a slow call, marking the end of a tiring day, the lowering of the flag. Taps is a sad call, a soulful call, a mourning call. Taps marks lights out in the barracks, time to rest. Taps marks the loss of a comrade in arms. Taps sounds at the gravesite of a veteran. Taps marks the time to rest forever. The flag flutters in the breeze. I stand at attention. The bugle calls. And I thought for fun, since we're talking about Memorial Day, I used the poetic license that writers have, and I wrote my own eulogy. So if you'll bear with me, this is my eulogy. What would I say about my life? Knowing myself, I would probably tell as many of my Cold War stories as I could. That would satisfy my Irish id and my Greek ego. So I thought, what would I really say? I'm gone now. Do not mourn for me. I know that over time I will be forgotten. I know that your memories of me will fade. I am not sad, and you should not be sad for me. I have taken my last ego test. Anybody wants to know, I'll talk about that later. I know my place in time and space. I know my own self-importance. I am not important now. I am gone now. I know my time is over. Do not mourn for me. I have lived my life. Now you must continue to live yours. I cannot say I lived a good life. I can only say that I lived life the way it came to me. I can say that I had a good life as a citizen soldier. I have had a lifetime of happy moments, of sad moments, and moments of regret. I love the idea of a jazz funeral that starts with a dirge and ends with a party. I love the idea of an Irish wake too, full of sad memories made happy with whiskey. I was born a Yankee by trade and ended as a proud Texan by choice. I am gone now. Think what you will of me, but do not mourn for me. I wonder what you will say about my life. I hope you can say I was a good man. My mother would like that. I'm gone now. Do not mourn for me. Do I have any minutes for a last one?
Yes, please. Yeah, go for it.
All right. I walk in fear. I fear the day. I fear the night. I fear every night. I fear every day. And yet I survive the night and I rise to face the day. My fear is my own. I fear my own failings. I fear my own shortcomings. I fear my own loneliness. We all fear something. I walk in fear. I face the fear. And that, ladies and gentlemen, send money.
Awesome. Perfect, man. Bill, really quick before you leave or start getting muted, once again, welcome back to the space. I know it's been a while. For people who are not familiar with you and what you do, can you just kind of fill us in, like how are you involved in writing here in town and what you do?
Well, the Tumblewords Project, several years ago, a friend of mine, Yuta Matalka, had retired from Amarillo Convention and Visitors Bureau. She knew I was interested in writing. She came back to El Paso to make El Paso her home. And she looked me right in the eye and said, "What are you waiting for?" And so I looked at the El Paso Writers League. I looked at a bunch of programs. Tumblewords was the only one that said no critique, no criticism, just come in, write and read. And I said, that's for me. I was very active for many years in politics in my own political party. I ran for office. I was a community activist, given hell to city council and county commissioners. Dan Haggerty, the late Dan Haggerty, had me on his television program one day, and he tried to introduce me as myself and Ray Gilbert, if you remember, who was also a really ankle biter. He said, "This is one of my favorite ankle biters." And I said, "No, Dan, that's not correct." And he said, "Really? Why not? I don't think of myself as an ankle biter. My aim is a little higher." Okay, a couple of guys got it. And then I became part of the Veteran Business Association and got out of politics. And then I became a veterans advocate because I saw too many people who needed help that were dropping through cracks in the system. I recently resigned from the board called Continuum of Care, which deals with all the HUD money that comes into El Paso for homelessness in general. And so we talk about how the various shelters operate and where those dollars come from and how we can make El Paso better. But my time has come. The only thing I have left now is executive director of the Veteran Business Association, which I hope to leave as of November. But I've been here 35 years. This is my home. My wife is telling me that she's picked out a nice place at Fort Bliss right near a tree so I can get a good view of the mountains. And then I had to stop and think about that for a second. When did we make a decision that I'm going first? When did I get a vote in that or what? I don't understand. She's also threatened me, by the way, if I don't clean up my house, my coffin's going to be a 40-foot semi-truck because everything's going with me. So that's me. That's who I am. I'm a retired Army warrant officer. The impossible, I can do right away. Miracles, they take a day.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a highlight since you don't come as often and, Memorial Day. So thank you, Bill. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you at the next Tumblewords. Awesome. Okay, cool. Which, by the way, I believe we're getting ready to open up June, and as always, it's a great list of workshop leaders. I believe June 5th, we're kicking things off with our very own Kit Wren. So I'll let him talk more about it once it's his turn. But once again, welcome to the Stay at Home Open Mic. We had some stream things. I think it's looking good right now. The YouTube's looking great. I want to give a shout out to Andres, who always tunes in and supports. Cool. We have a comment from El Paso Community College Dance. That is awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, they loved your ankle biter who aim higher comment. That's great stuff. Imagine this is Sarah. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, everyone else who is tuning into the live stream or even just watching at later points, welcome. So we're going to go ahead and move from El Paso to New York City and kind of hang out in the East Coast area of the country for a little bit. And we're going to start off with a return. I always love it when someone returns and gets to, they weren't scared away. So let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage. Let's welcome Miro. Good to have you.
Hi, I'm happy to be back. I have a built-in audience this evening. This is my roommate Jessica and her fluff monster who sheds every fucking where fleur. So they're joining. Not sure how I'm gonna follow Bill. That was wonderful, and you've definitely inspired me to aim high. So thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I've got a few pieces. So the first one is something that I've sort of been trying to polish, and I'm pretty happy with it now. And then I've got two more that are hyper fresh. I just wrote them today, but we're gonna start with To Eat a Banana. Push your thumbnail into the stem until you hear the soft crack of fibers. Peel slow as to not disturb the fruit resting within. Bite with all your teeth showing so the boys don't get the wrong idea. Chew, turn it to mush and swallow. Continue until all that remains is that sweet taste on your tongue and a browning peel that smells strong. So it's first one. I have a thing about writing about fruit. I just write about fruit. And then I don't know about y'all, but I had a really good weekend. And so it inspired 2 new poems. And the first one is called 3 Poets. 3 poets walk into a Mexican restaurant at 11 a.m. and hash out their trauma over a browning bowl of chips and guac. It was like we've known each other this whole time, and we turned that corner of the eatery into a church support group therapy, talking about how every choice we've ever made brought us here to this place. Questions asked, ideas exchanged, minutes melting into hours, and we never noticed under the blare of a random playlist, 3 poets found an oasis on a very cold day in May in Prospect Place, BK. And then this one is a little blushy, you know, but it's quite the pivot from last week, if some of you recall my poems from last week. So this one is called So Good, so that should tell you something. Okay. I'm gonna compose myself 1 second. Oh my God. All right. I couldn't walk straight after I left your place. Your energy still coursed through me. I felt vibrations under my skin and my thighs ached. You said you were hoping I'd come over, hence our 28-hour date, and I wonder what you're doing, how often I cross your mind when we're not together. I like your colorful questions, that you got turned on by the exhibits in the museum, that you noticed my breasts aren't the same size and laughed when I told you what I call them, and I especially like your enthusiasm for eating out. You taste so good. My mind whirls with excitement, possibilities, and I gotta watch myself before I cross the line to obsessing, because while it feels so good right now, I'm learning to wade in rather than dive head first. Your initial observations are right, and I'll do what I can not to get too attached and just let this happen. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow. First of all, I like hyper fresh, like some hyper fresh poems. That's dope. Yeah, looked like you guys had some fun. Like everyone was looking at a bunch of you guys getting to hang out this weekend, and
Yes,
that was cool.
it was really awesome. It was so good. It was me, Andy, and Paul, and then I went off because I had a date, like you just heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else met up, and I was like, oh, FOMO or
No, sounds like it went well.
It did, trust.
Yeah, awesome. Mito, so welcome back. If people
Thank
are tuning in and want to like love your poetry and want to hear more of it or see more from you, how can they follow you online or see more of that?
I mean, God, how do you not love what I have to say? No, I'm on IG. Miro reads books. Looks like Mirror reads books, all one word. I'll put it in the chat. So thank you very much.
Perfect, awesome, and shout out to the roommate, Fluff Monster, built-in audience, beautiful living room that you guys have there.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Way to yeah, you guys are coming with some great energy for this open mic. So it does look like Mirror. Yeah. Mito reads. We gotta talk more about the books you're reading. That's also awesome too. All right, we're gonna stick around in New York City though, and we have a return. We missed them last week. We missed her last week. We have the poet of many pseudonyms, many nicknames, from the beanie wearing soul sister to now deadpan Lizzie. Let's go and welcome her back to the microphone. What is up? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because a weird icon popped up. I think Zoom changed in the week I took. And it's good to see everyone. I have 2 pieces tonight. First one is called Carrying Their Torches. We pay our respects in our tears, in the way we walk down the concrete streets, emulating their traits, the speed of their gaits, the art we permanently wear on ourselves, the pair of earrings they wore 24/7 we thought was so old-fashioned, that we refuse to take out even if it clashes with our outfits. An old college shirt with more holes than Swiss cheese. A scent catching us off guard, triggering all our senses. The inside jokes, the way we talk, and our private memories. Their memories are a blessing. And my final piece is called Transparency. She changes more than a chameleon changes their colors. She is cliche, dry New York. Maybe a feature wine line. She's strong, she cares. She's unafraid to show when she is angry. A fiery water sign, of course. The universe properly aligned with her during conception. Nothing wrong with that. She is unlikable. She does not care. She is not fake. No matter what the haters say. She is her own unique blend, as she should be. She is transparent. Thank you.
Awesome. No, thank you. And I saw that you're going to be hosting an event pretty soon. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Thursday I'm going to be co-hosting Vocabulary. It is Show Your Pride, as in just a couple hours. It is Pride Month, so there's still time to sign up on Eventbrite, and you can find all that on Instagram, and I will drop mine. It's ES_stress, and here is my page with all my social media
Check that
info.
out.
But yeah, hope to see everyone there Thursday night. It's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited for Pride Month to begin very soon.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Lizzie. Share your pride. Thursday, go hit that up. We're definitely gonna spread the word on that as well. Couldn't think of a greater host for it. Yeah, those are really fun. I appreciate the vocabulary open mics. Those are a lot of fun. Let's see. Deadpan Lizzie. Oh, that's so awesome. So I'm gonna click that link right now so I don't forget it. I'm trying to get better at sharing the links on the YouTube live stream. So I'm gonna copy that and share that for you fine folks over here listening on YouTube, so you guys can check that Eventbrite event out. That sounded very repetitive. Okay, so we're gonna keep going from New York City back to El Paso. We have one of our favorite poets who's also quite active in Tumble Words, and I got to hear her read live in person this past Thursday when we had our in-person open mic at Old Sheepdog Brewery. And I was just trying to like tell people like, you gotta know Robin has been published all over the place. She's got some collections of poems out, and like I just wanted everyone to like hear what she had to say, and that's also true here. So let's go and welcome back to the stay at home open mic stage, Robin Schofield. Welcome back, Robin.
Thanks, Richie. Yeah, this is great. I love this open mic. And I'm gonna read something new. I hardly ever do that. So I got new shit because my mother died. So I was happy to write this poem for her. And it's called Community Theater. 1, acting. Going home from theater lights into the darkness of the highway, the bright lane markers, white lights, and yellow lines streaking by, my mother's hands strained and white on the wheel of her station wagon. The play is Inherit the Wind. I play Melinda, the girl scared of worms. The adults have put eggshell cartons all over the walls of the Firehouse Theater. My mother is the assistant director. Mr. Barra, who is forever Elwood P. Dowd to me, directs and casts the play. My mother coaches me on how to perform in the audition. I must have done well. I have a crush on Jay, who plays Howard, who shakes the worm. I have to pretend to be afraid. It's not me. We have a red-headed organ grinder with a small brown monkey. I'm petting the monkey, of course. I love the monkey and the monkey loves me, but suddenly they are yelling my name because I miss my cue to go on stage and be frightened by the shadow of the character who is based on Clarence Darragh, played by Dr. Roach of TWU's drama department. He was Mother's professor there. So now I'm really pretending because Dr. Roach is such a nice old man, and so is Clarence Darragh. I read a biography of him, so I know about the Scopes monkey trial. But now I'm in the play. I have to be that little girl afraid of the worm and the word evolution. I am her with a crush on the boy that shakes the worm. I am her. I don't fall asleep on the way home, though it's late. I see the flashing of the white lights and yellow lines, my mother's hands tight on the wheel of her Buick as they turned white and cold, leaving the dark of the theater, going home on the dark highway. 2. Narcissism. Leaving the darkening highway for the stage lights of the Firehouse Theater with fire trucks coming and going. The actors had to pause for sirens. Mother played the sister of Elwood P. Dowd, Vida Louise, who is crazy and alcoholic. Mother believed in method acting, in becoming the role. During a scene, a picture frame fell off the wall, and Mother, as Vida Louise, picked it up and delivered her line without missing a beat. She had a prodigious memory back then. Hard to believe now, her fine mind gone to waste with the J&B scotch. She matched her husband drink for drink, and now her hippocampus is in shreds. She's still the star of her every scene. It's just that now the set is blank, audience gone. Her monologue goes out to an empty theater. 3. Furies. She declares again her grievances to an empty theater with brown egg cartons on the walls, her cheap acoustics. It's dark in the theater of her dreams. A spotlight shines on her through the hole of her bitter monologue. But let another actor come on stage, say Frank Barra as Elwood, and an audience settled in the dark as the lights come up, and watch her bloom into Vida Louise, her comic presence, her timing brilliant. My mother, who couldn't deliver a punchline to a joke or sustain a narrative to save her life. 4. Crosswords. To sustain a narrative to save her life, she made certain myths to hold dear. Her rotten childhood with her Aunt Jetty. She fabled it rather than acknowledge the pain. Her mother sick with TB, her father in the oil fields. Whatever the intention, she was abandoned, and Aunt Jetty was in a foul mood for 40 years. My sister and I pieced it together as adults. When her mother died, when our mother was in her 20s, she took some keepsakes, Haviland china, the cedar chest, jewelry, and her father sued her. Sued her. My dad almost couldn't forgive him. Mother pushed it into that dark place in her mind where she hid such things. Late in her life, she claimed another fable, that her father had called her every day. Made-up memories were all she had. Such love and longing she reserved for him, the one who had abandoned her. For us children, who were shadow characters in her theatrical mind, she had crosswords. As a child, I sat in the dark theater, part of the audience, waiting for my cue until we drove home in the dark. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Wow, Robin. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Robin.
Yeah, that was kind of long. Thank you for listening.
Glad you wrote those. Did you how can people contact you and like because you have your book collections, you always mention like how people can get a copy and how can they just follow you?
Oh, I'm on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. That's about the only social media I do. But I have a page for Flow, my book Flow. And if you want a copy of it, just hit me up over Facebook, message me, and that's the best way to get it. Or you can email me, and I'll charge you to mail it to you, but nothing else. charge you for the cost of the book and the mailing.
There you go. Awesome. I definitely recommend checking out both collections are really awesome. Flow and Sunflower Canto. So you should check those out. Did you still have copies of those as well? The
I
Sunflower
do.
Cantos?
I have a few copies of Sunflower Cantos.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend it.
Little chapbook.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely always recommend that to my students when I get to teach poetry at UTEP at the university. So awesome. And it was great seeing you Thursday. Always great when you get to make it out to read. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do some traveling around. I try my best to let you guys, the viewers, know where we're tuning in to listen to people, because I do think it is a gift that we can do that. You know, it's really nice, you know, to be able to go from El Paso to the land of Cleveland, Ohio, and bring up our residential urban mythologist. We have urban cowboy poet in the house again, and he's going to share, as always, some poetry. How are you doing today? We got you muted.
Fine. How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I got urban legends. I don't have any real new stuff. But April was really productive. Poetry month. May wasn't. May was mental health month, so I went crazy in May. So I'll do oldie but goodie. The cereal company put three brothers on the TV screen and launched a tragic chain of events no one could have foreseen. Started with a commercial. You try. I don't want to try it. Let's get Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. Do this one standing up. That's how John and Jeremy happened to discover they could test all kinds of scary foods on their little brother. They devised a wicked plan, these mischievous little elves. They try on Mikey all the stuff grown-ups keep for themselves. Most things Mikey didn't like. Cereal might be a fluke. He couldn't stand the taste of beer. Daddy's cigar made him puke. They fed him caviar, coffee, foie gras, rum, and stinky cheese. Only Mom's imported chocolate truffles seemed to please. So a sweet tooth was Mikey's thing. He rejected a dill pickle, but he enjoyed sweet sparkling wine and the way its bubbles tickle. So the boys revised their tests. They'd get him to drink or eat brandied fruit or creme de menthe, anything that's sweet. They'd hooked him on sweet cereal, but for them that weren't enough. One day they introduced him to the harder stuff, rock hard candy, the carbonated kind, the stuff that blows your stomach instead of your mind. He popped those pop rocks in his mouth and they popped him back. Pretty soon his entire head had sustained a fizz attack. Mikey loved this new sensation. He was overcome with joy. His bros had found the perfect drug to hook this little boy. They had heard a rumor about pop rocks, one they had to try. Just like little Mikey, they were on a sugar high. Mikey, you know, you can trust us because we're older. Pop rocks get a lot more fun when you drink a can of soda. More you eat, more fun you'll have, they told their little brother. He had half a dozen bags of one, drank a six-pack of the other. He hiccuped fast, his eyeballs rolled, he was bouncing around the room. He rumbled like a volcano. Then his tummy went kaboom. Their prank, much to their horror, had done a bang-up job. What used to be Mikey was now a pink and cola-colored blob. John and Jeremy started to cry. They were in a lot of trouble. They had caused poor little Mikey to overdose on bubbles. They missed their little brother, but what were they to do? They couldn't tell their parents he'd OD'd on CO2. They improvised a story. First one that was handy. Mikey got in a car with the man who gave him candy. The boys must live their whole lives with the consequence of their schemes. Each night, a bubbling, fizzing little Mikey haunts their dreams. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a nightmare it is. The whole family rues the day when they thought they tried showbiz. Thank you.
Good old pop rock story. Remember those?
Yeah, they say it happened to that kid in the commercial.
Right, give it to Mikey. Mikey likes it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I liked the theatrics. I believe who else commented on that? The whole
Yeah,
production. Oh yeah, yes. Awesome, man. I don't know if you had another short one or something.
yeah, I got a short one. I did at New York for closest thing I have to Memorial Day. Memorial Day started after the Civil War, people putting flowers on it. And this is about the Civil War, the oldest legend I got. Well, oldest urban legend I got. May 12th, 1863 was the day of a battle between the blue and the gray when the young Union soldier got in the way of a bullet that shot through his testicle. He got help from a medic. He was hurting like hell. Then off in the distance, they heard a faint yell. The bullet had lodged in a sweet southern belle, in her womb, if you want to get technical. The shot planted his seed and began to reshape her. This marvel was writ up in a scholarly paper by the attendant field surgeon named L.G. Capers. Life grew from ballistic inception. Tell us who did this, her parents kept urging. She stuck to her story that she was a virgin. This were confirmed by the Confederate surgeon. Immaculate was her conception. The gal met the Yankee whose baby she carried. They soon fell in love, and then they got married. He stayed with his family till the day he was buried. It was a miracle that shooting had done. Them were our nation's most god-awful days. Brothers killing brothers, blues against grays. The Lord had done work in mysterious ways to unite warring tribes with a song. Now, Dr. Capers, the Confederate colonel, reported this case in a medical journal about a Civil War projectile acted paternal. It has appeared and his editors been had. Doc later claimed that he wrote it in fun, but the medical world swore the deed had been done. You ask me, little grandchild, that son of a gun was your grandpappy's great-great-granddad. Thank you very much. And thanks
Awesome.
to all the servicemen, people who survived and didn't survive this war.
Yes. That was
Yeah.
awesome, UCP.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I love your storytelling.
Yeah. That was
yeah.
believed, that was taken as truth like 100 years later, even though he had published a rebuttal like a month later, the doctor.
Awesome. You want to plug your YouTube channel or anything else that you'd like right now?
Urban Cowboy Poetry, YouTube, Facebook. Follow me, subscribe, like stuff. Don't send money. I can't show a publisher tips, that they're not impressed.
All right, right on. So check that out, that YouTube channel. It is always funny when follow me, and be like the Pied Piper
Yeah.
of
I'll bring out my
YouTube.
sax again.
There you go. Exactly. Awesome, man. Great having you again as always. Land of Cleves. We're gonna go ahead and yeah,
I don't know
man.
what cleaves are, but we must have a lot of them because we're the land of them.
Gotcha. Let's see. So I'm looking at the list. It looks like we have another return. Our next performer likes to hail from being stuck in the Midwest. We've got our friend Osto Lobo in the house. Osto Lobo, what is up? I always want to say Osto Loco. Osto Lobo Loco. Welcome,
I'm
man.
a little bit of both. It's all good. I'm part this, part that, part the other thing, so it works out.
Awesome. Hey, man, great to have you back on the show.
It's great to be here. Roommate, again, is out of town, so, that's when I can make it. So I'm going to give you all advanced warning. I'm a drummer and a poet. This is neither a drum nor a poem. So, when I don't do my originals very often because I kind of do this like folk metal thing. I try to be like some Ani DeFranco meets Rage Against the Machine with maybe a little taste of Tool in there. I don't know if I pull it off very well, but I'm going to do this one because it's Memorial Day. I wrote this with another soldier in basic training when we got into a discussion about how America limits a lot of people's choices. So the military seems like their only option when it really isn't. So anyway, this is called A Soldier's Song. I haven't played it in a long time. Let's see if I pull it out. I love the fucking army because it loves fucking me. Take a young man and put him alone, thousands of miles away from his home. Empty his heart of all there is but blood. Make him live in his own piss and mud. This is the life that I am taught to live. Here is my soul to God and country I give. Till the other day I saw my buddy all torn to shreds. From far away I heard them say this man is dead. You politicians wage your wars from your easy chair, but you got no fucking clue what it's like out there. Forced to join the army, now I have to march and kill at dawn. Well, maybe it's time we all go march on the White House lawn. That is if they could even understand our song. A nation tempered on hostility and rage. Now young privates die while old politicians age. My country fears of thee, false land of hypocrisy. It's for thee that I scream. Land where my grandfathers died because the great white father lied, then raped every mountainside. Let the brass shells rain. We've got to find a better way. I don't care what the masters say. We just cannot live this way. We've got to find a better way. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate it.
Woo!
Man, that was awesome.
was
Everyone,
Loved
make
it.
some noise, show some love.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Lobo, yes. Woo!
Thank you all
That was
for,
so sad.
like, seriously, you guys have no idea how you saved my life and given me hope again. Like, I gave up on this fucking world. And then this open mic online stuff happened, and I met all y'alls and Finn Bell and Paul Conqueso and Michael Stindler and the Cowboy Poet and all these people that I see every Monday night. And when I can, I come see Richie and you guys on afterwards. And, like, fucking A, man. Like, I'm so glad to know you all are out there, because I gave up, man. I gave up. And then y'all made me not give up anymore. So thank you. So I'm going to do a song for you guys, because I love you guys. So this song's for you. It's a cover. Whenever I'm alone with you, feel like I'm fun again. La la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I'm free again. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I'm me again. However far away, I will always love, no matter what I say. I will always love, however long I stay. I will always love you. I smoke way too much dope. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I'm home again. Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I'm whole again. However far away, I will always love, however long I stay. I will always love, no matter what I say. I will always love you. La la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. This is the part that when we're actually live and doing this in person, you guys can all join in and sing along and hit some percussion and just be part of the show, man. La la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. However far away, I will always love, always love you. Thank you all for giving me hope in this human race.
Thank you, man.
Propaganda. You are a very talented.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that. I think so many of us have had those moments of needing to say that because we've experienced it in some way or another, very similar, throughout this whole past year. So, this is gonna be a space for as long as any of us need it, and I feel like we'll need it. So we're here on Monday.
But I'm also coming through for real within the next couple of years too. So I want to do some shows for real in front of people, y'all.
Oh,
so
totally.
I'll let you know. Oh, Mr. Tessa Somuk, I see that. He's so much better than I am. But I love hearing all of you. Just all of you. Damn it.
I love you too. I love the style. I definitely heard that Tool's kind of stylistic influence there. But as always, I really love your artwork. It transcends, just kind of jamming on the music because it's transgressive, it's transformative. And it's there's a power in it, like what's being asked of in the lyrics, asking us to think about, and even like a call to action a lot of times. So I appreciate it. I know you have your YouTube channel and your SoundCloud. People can follow you on YouTube. It's Changeling Studios, right?
Changeling Studios. There's all my stuff there. Hopefully within the next week or so, I'll have a book on Amazon, and then I'm working on a CD right now called In Revisions, Old Songs Never Die. So this is going to be me playing guitar and drums, and with a friend of mine playing some bass and some backups and stuff.
That sounds amazing. That sounds great, man. And as you alluded to, I mean, we're also building physical networks when people do have a chance to maybe travel, do a little touring, maybe a book release, or just traveling and performing. Um, we got little hubs now, kind of based throughout the state, and even in the world in a lot of cases, where we can like maybe get some shows booked. So that was beautiful, man, all around. And I'm already subscribed to your YouTube channel. Got to follow the SoundCloud. I don't know if I was following that yet, but I will. Um, Thank you, man. Thank you. Osto Lobo, propaganda poet, man of many names as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go from the Midwest to Denver, where we have Mike Sindler in the house, who always comes through and shares some powerful stuff, including the vaunted cover poem. Mike, what is up, man? How you doing today?
Good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that propaganda poet, but I got to let you know, man, you got to let us know before you do Cure songs so I can put my mascara on. You know, that's just an essential thing.
Eyeliner makes everyone hot. That is just universal, period.
I desperately need it. I'm going to put some stuff here in the chat as usual. And I really want to mention, it's LitFest, LighthouseWriters.org. LitFest starts on the 4th, so that's just days away. And there are still classes that are open. A lot of stuff is sold out, but there's still all kinds of neat stuff. And there's all that stuff at night that's free pretty much every single night. So really, really take a look at that. And as far as stuff I got going on, I've got a feature coming up on They Call Me Mitch on the 11th. And then I'm going to be on Fincabulary on the 17th, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm sure I'll be doing something between the two, but way off into the distant future in September, I'm actually going to get to do a workshop at Tumblewords, which I'm really excited about because Tumblewords is so great. Okay, well, marching on from there, I was at another workshop, which in Atlanta, Java Speaks, which is a really good open mic. They have like a little half-hour workshop before it, and so I wrote a 8-minute villanelle, which I think sort of works for today. It's called Stone Soup. These days of shared remembrance oft seem to strain the set confines we fill so full of importance. What makes them somehow holier, deserving communal respect? These days of shared remembrance with particular attributes and invented ceremonies we fill so full of importance that make no sense beyond culture, nothing truly universal. These days of shared remembrance form bonds of artificially constructed close community we feel so full of importance, dumping dreams into a cauldron, supping from a bowl of sown soup. These days of shared remembrance we feel so full of importance. So, sort of a little bit along the lines. And this is a sonnet called Sonnet for Doomsday. Flowers bend under the weight of raindrops, bright colored petals caught in entropy, and yet they rise again when the rain stops, as if relenting storms have sympathy. The swinging scythe blade that so neatly chops the field when crops have reached their apogee is not unlike the blade that never stops in constant harvest of humanity. Mankind towards darkness wildly gallops in transit from to be to not to be. In truth, all we hold dear are merely props from the cold grave. There are no escapees. Hope not to bloom again like leaves on trees, for rebirth will not be your destiny. And I'm just gonna move directly on. I want to try and throw a few hat poems on here because it's just one of those kind of days. I'm going to start with Robert Frost, and this is a little different. You know, most of his stuff, it's that very, you know, straight out form, rhyming poetry, and this one doesn't, for a change. It's called Not to Keep. They sent him back to her. The letter came saying, and she could have him. And before she could be sure there was no hidden ill under the formal writing, he was in her sight, living. They gave him back to her alive. How else? They're not known to send the dead, and not disfigured visibly. His face, his hands, she had to look, to ask, what was it, dear? And she had given all, and still she had all. They, the lucky. Wasn't she glad now? Everything seemed one, and all the rest for them permissible ease. She had to ask, what was it, dear? Enough, yet not enough. A bullet through and through, high in the breast. Nothing but what good care and medicine and rest, and you a week can cure me of, to go again. The same grim giving to do over for them both. She dared no more than ask him with her eyes, how was it with him for a second trial? And with his eyes he asked her not to ask. They had given him back to her, but not to keep. And I'm going to move on to good old Mr. Carl Sandburg. This one is called Grass. Pile the bodies high at Austerlitz and Waterloo. Shovel them under and let me work. I am the grass. I cover all. Pile them high at Gettysburg and pile them at Ypres and Verdun. Shovel them under and let me work. 2 years, 10 years, and passengers ask the conductor, what place is this? Where are we now? I am the grass. Let me work. And I'm going to end with one of the great war poems of all time. And it's one that had a lot to do with the way we think about things now. It's In Flanders Fields by John Mccray. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. Okay, thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you. Great selection
Yes,
as always.
Michael.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Mike Sindler in the house. Can't wait for those features. So check those out. I did copy and paste them on the YouTube live stream. So if you guys can check those out, the Lighthouse Writers Lit Fest. Dang, it's already gonna be June. That's crazy.
Yep, starting the 4th. So.
6 months. Yeah, that's already gonna be half a year. I can't believe that. Wow. I don't know what to think of time anymore, guys. It's been pulled and it snaps, and then I'm trying to get a hold of it. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy in June. Lots of stuff going on as always. stay in tune. Get a put your finger on the pulse here at these online mics and catch a little bit of what's going on, including stuff with Mike. So let's see. Our next performer has started hosting his own open mics, and I hear they're really fun. I've seen a couple of you guys participate in them. So let's go ahead and welcome Unmesh back to the microphone, joining us from India. Always great to have you on. What is up, man? Welcome back.
Hey, Richie, how are you, man?
Excellent. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Great. Thank
Cool.
you. Thank you. So I will do few short ones. Here we go. Soft drizzle, green trees, hills at the horizon, you far away. Me longing, craving, memories pour in torrents. Water seeps into the earth, memory stays afloat, alive. Enough of the distance, pining, look in my eyes, wings spread wise, unknown flight, let's glide. What a roller coaster ride, what a roller coaster ride. That was the first one. Second one, want to write about rain. My life flooded. Want to dance in rain, me frozen. Want to enjoy the greenery and breeze, life black and white. Rain, wash away darkness, clean cobwebs, old fallen trees, go away, give way to new adventure, new thoughts, new beginning. So that was the second one. And there are a few short ones. I think this is my favorite. This is a very short one. Access keys to happiness and illusion. Access keys to happiness and illusion. Keys are just to lock happiness out. Keys are just to lock happiness out. And there is one more, a bit longer one. It's called Funeral. You might have heard it. I'm just funerals like marriages are made in heaven. You never know when it's your turn. Different types of people grace the funerals, near and dear ones, absolutely shaken, broken, unrelated, careless, young, looking at a death as if they are immortal. But the middle-aged ones are the ones shaken to the core, late 40s, hairline receding, wrinkling, wearing glasses which they never want to hide their glasses. Gray hairs, receding hairline, exploding waistline. Too many things to hide, very few to display. Always thinking what will happen next. The funeral shows the future, last step. Is he afraid of death? Not sure. Responsibility he takes as a burden, gives him a scare, but still funeral reminds him piano he used to play, book he wanted to read, places he wanted to go, poems he wanted to write, love he wanted to experience. It's not that he never tried to sing a song, but the lyrics abandoned him at the last minute. The rhythm was never to be found. It is not that money was always a problem. He equates money with pressure, more money, more cars, more pressure, bursting his heart out one day. Heart which used to feel love, touch, anger, raw passion. Funeral reminds him time is limited. In fact, there is no time left. He has to read the book now, play the guitar now, sing the song now. Book tattered, guitar broken, rhythm shaken, but he has to do it now. He comes back from the funeral to do everything now, shaken and stirred. He sleeps, thinks of a great future. He wakes up, gets ready, goes to the office, comes back tired, goes to sleep, wakes up again and repeats the same thing till the next funeral, which he might be able to see or he might not be able to see. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
What a performance.
Woo. Yes.
I like the way you ramped up the steam all there at the end. Wakes up until the next funeral or not. Oh man. As always, you're feeling the missing verses of our souls in here. Got to give a shout out to the book Light Shadow Life you can find on Amazon, and you got your open mic coming up this weekend. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I got an open mic coming up this weekend, 8 p.m. India time. That will be 10:30 a.m. EST. So yeah, it will be a great experience. You will be able to experience the Hindi poetry. There are a lot of Hindi poets from India as well who will participate, and it will be fun. It's a kind of a cultural cocktail of the world.
Perfectly said.
The Unmesh is my favorite online show that I've discovered.
Yeah. Oh man, I've seen a couple of you guys on, like from screenshots and stuff. That is awesome. Yeah. Wonderfully done. I definitely, gotta check that out. That is 8:30 a.m. our time here in mountain time. So I gotta keep remembering to set that alarm. Part of my problem is like that's when I'm falling asleep sometimes. Night owl status. I'll just stay up sometime to join it. But God, I love your energy when you perform, man. That's so refreshing and great to see. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Richie. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
and
everyone.
thank you, man. And of course, he shared those links. I shared them on the YouTube live stream. If you guys do want to connect and learn more about his book and just how to connect with him online, it's definitely a treat. So check that out because Unmesh always makes awesome posts with his poems as well and stuff he's working on. That's always one of the cool things about getting to follow one another is just kind of seeing when someone just kind of just trying something out and posts it on there. That's fun to see. So I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and go up to, oh man, one of the favorites. In fact, I didn't even have enough time to get my virtual background. I got, there aren't too many performers where I have a custom background made from them, but let's go ahead and bring up our next performer. He's right here. Actually, no, he's next up, joining us from the Meadowlands. Let's go and welcome Nick Paleologos. What is up, man? What's up, Nick?
Hey, Richie. I'm glad you got the background up. That's awesome. I love it every time. It's beautiful.
The cult. It's all part of the cult.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Richie's a part of the cult. Richie's a part of the cult. All right. So I'll read for you all three tonight. Memorial Day, I read this one earlier at New Year, so I'll do this one, and then I'll do a brand new one that I literally finished as this mic was going on. But I'll read this first one. I read this last week. I think this one's called What's in Your Hand, Pat. I learned poker at a very young age. I was about 8. My grandpa used to play cards with his buddies. My grandma would watch. So would I. I got enamored, never played as much. I always thought I didn't have a winning hand. You showed me that just because I have a 4 of hearts, 7 of spades, 9 of diamonds, jack of clubs, and the ace of spades, that I shouldn't fold. I can always bluff or get a better hand. Gambling runs in the family, so does toughness. My grandpa was built tough like a Ford, fought in World War II, was a Navy man, apparently had 2 hernias, and still fought, and still kicked Nazi ass. We lost you nearly 15 years ago. I still miss you. It took that same time to finally say it in writing. I was always trying to come up with something for you, some quotable for you to run to heaven and tell the angels about. I can still hear your voice. Look what my grandson did. Nikki, I'm proud of you. I write this with tears in my eyes and my emotions tattooed to my forearms like firearms brandished and firing on my command. I would have loved your opinion on what I should do. You could help steer my ship in the right direction. I think I can navigate these seas. I just wish I had you by my side. You could compass my way through. You gave me more than I could ever give to you. Salute to you, my soldier, my guardian angel, my grandpa. Your last hand might have been 2 aces, 2 eights, all black, and a queen of clubs as the kicker. But I know you had that royal flush luck of getting up to the heavens. I know my hand is worth a royal flush, even though I only have an I only have an ace to my name. Love you, Grandpa. I'll see you again one day. So that's one. This one I started writing on Saturday. It was actually on the way over to meet up with, I believe Paul's still here, Paul Conqueso's still here. It was on the way to meet up with him and a bunch of other poets in the area where I'm at and everything. So this one doesn't even have a title yet. So let's go. It's hard to believe 1 year ago today, I was terrorized by something I could not see. Now, as I listen to Slipknot and Dada Life, quite an odd combination if I say so myself. Sounds like me. In this cab, on my way to Brooklyn, this little man became a cult leader. A tourist I am now. What feels like 1,000 miles away
I'm starting to feel
is a
better.
20-minute ride away. Feels like a 40-hour flight. Anticipation mounting. I'm not afraid, more relieved. Take a moment then. Your hands. Look at your pen. Look at your paper. How much writing can you grind out in about 20 minutes? Not enough to complete another incomplete concoction. Who knows where this will go to? I'm ready for another venture. Instead of latching on, I will walk alongside. However many hours I'm allowed to walk. And since I already have my hat on, I'm going to do a cover poem. Close it out, my set. I'm actually doing one from Mr. Speaker's book. So I'm going to do this one right here. This one actually really stood out to me. This one's from James Mr. Speaker Spears. This is a poem called Fear. I have had an intimate relationship with fear, a kinship that pledged me for a number of years. I have slept in fear, woke up next to fear, and ran from fear until I was out of breath. I hid from fear, cried from fear, and even walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I gave into fear because I allowed it to control me. I lost battles to fear as I stood while it punched holes in me. Surrounded and hounded by fear, I fought back, found myself standing toe-to-toe with fear in the pitch black. Darkness of my imagination, no running, I stood strong and tall to realize I was actually afraid of nothing at all. Now I control fear, see? I face fear eye to eye, and for some reason, fear just seems to pass me right on by. I stand here today because I have conquered fear, but I'm still get occasional visits throughout the year. So I show my courage, and fear just disappears. When you read your basic instruction before leaving Earth, it states 365 times, do not fear, for what it's worth. You will learn fearing God is when you start to become smart because God did not put the spirit of fear in our hearts. Never run from fear, see. I have learned that that is just the wrong thing to do. It will smell you out and wreak havoc on you. My advice is to embrace and disgrace fear. Get a companion if you like and face then erase fear. Even get radical and chase fear. Catch it, snatch it, and then lay waste to fear. So what is your phobia? What is your fear? What is artificially holding you back? What are you afraid of? And what gives you a panic or anxiety attack? I'm here to deliver a message that is crystal clear. You can use courage, friendship, or the word to control and conquer fear. And so.
Awesome, man. Dude, those pieces. Hell yeah. It's always powerful, man. Loving them. Thank you, Nick. What I'm missing your shirt. I'm missing your shirt this time. What is you got a cool because you're always rocking cool poetry shirts and stuff, man.
Oh yeah, this
band shirts.
This one I have like so many at this point. Where words fail, my poetry speaks. I don't know if y'all can see it now. Where words fail, my poetry speaks. So that's the shirt that I'm rocking today and everything. Yeah. I've had the shirt up for like a bit now, but I'm ordering like new stuff soon, so I should have more stuff coming in very soon. If y'all want to follow me at The Real Nick P on IG. My new show debuts 2 days from now, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. The word is right. It gave me an opportunity. So now I'm going to take it I'm going to run with it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. June 5th, I also have a feature coming up soon. I will drop that info into the chat. June 13th, I have a feature. June 30th, I have a feature. It's going to be a very, very insane June month for me. So I'm just letting y'all know. It's great to see you again, Richie. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yo, man, no, always same here. I mean, it's always you have a future of a lot of features still. So yeah, congrats on the new show. Word is right. Got to check that out. And yeah, I'll definitely share those links as soon as you get them on the Zoom chat. I'll transfer them over to YouTube. But yeah, man, always great having you here. And of course, as long as you can stick around. I had to also bust out with the Kitty Thunder.
I saw that. I saw that. This is the light kitty, the dark kitty. But you know what? I'll be here as long as I can be here. You know what I mean, man? I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be here.
Of course, man. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, I always got to shout out the shirts too. You know, the Poet's Closet. Got to rock those shirts. Giving a shout out to all the cool, you know, poetry related things. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, we'll get those links on there. What's up, Marissa? Marissa, I didn't even get to see you come in. Marissa's gonna be reading. I see you signed up here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and keep it going though. We got another return, someone that we hadn't seen in a while. But I always love his music whenever he comes through. It's nice just to kind of close my eyes and see where the music takes us. We have Joski in the house. Joski, what's up, man? Welcome back to the show. It's always great to have you. Let's see. Are you here with us? Yeah, there you are. What's up, man?
Hey, Richie. Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds fine to me. It might be a little low for some people, but seems fine.
How about that?
Yeah, that works.
That coming through. All right. Anyway, I've like to share a poem or two and a song. And this poem is called Memorial Day. As flares leap, night retreats to shadow. Wisps of smoke hover and glide, ethereal remnants of a verdant land. Perhaps they are evicted souls searching for an explanation. Our children waken to the acrid smell, attach arms like prosthetic limbs, then gently step between the vines. Told who to blame, aim for the heart. Children wearing uniforms colored different than ours. Kids clothed in country dress. Adolescents in t-shirts and pants, indicted by age, targeted by suspicion. Children's play kicks up the dust. A translucent veil hangs, then folds, revealing ancient rituals. Beneath overhanging thatch, the watching of mothers as babies suckle breasts. A white crane lifts its gentle wings as if to embrace, takes flight from this village where someone was nice to children wearing uniforms, colored different than ours. This all took place in their backyard, where our children trespassed, carrying guns. Better to shoot than be shot upon was the modus operandi, the instruction, the sin we taught our children. Send to the slaughter our sons and our daughters, hands on their joysticks, eyes open wide, in a land that is burning, the gun barrels churning. Who'll be returning and who will decide? An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. How can we sacrifice sacrifice, innocent youth. Hope's a mirage, shimmers on sand. War can't bring peace to this suffering, suffering land. Oh, the war plan concoctors and all their spin doctors can't justify murder by telling us lies. Desert of oil, ocean of greed. Drop all our bombs and then watch the world bleed. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. How can we sacrifice innocent youth? Hope's a mirage, shimmers on sand. War can't bring peace to this suffering, 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 suffering land. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my God,
Wow.
Joski.
That was beautiful.
So good.
You-
Oh my God.
Taking that in. I'm glad that these are recorded and archived on YouTube. Keep going with your set, man. I know you have more.
Can I? So this is a poem that, by the way, I'm really honored to share some of my poems with the amazing writers that all of you. But I wrote this poem for children in Afghanistan, and I dedicate it to children in conflict zones everywhere, children in Gaza, and everywhere else where these things are happening. This is called Remains of Angels. Ribbons of light, 9 children in flight, wings stretched toward horizons. All at once, 9 children bounce on ground unprepared to receive them. Wings torn by foreign arms, 9 angels falling down. Their bird bones scratch the rough earth skin, collapse and fold in unnatural poses. Remains of angels on a field, lips of shale, pupils black holes, chests and bellies still as stones, ribbons of light extinguished. So my anti-war stuff all comes out on Memorial Day, you know. Should I play another one? I'm not sure. There's a silence. I can't hear anything.
Oh no, please. That'd be great. That made me cry, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead and play another song.
Bless you if I sneeze in this COVID breeze. Ignorance unmasked. won't you take a shot? Best chance we have got. Save someone you love. Got so much to tell you now, but you can't speak. Your heart is on a screen, but I feel every beat. Nurse, hold the phone so I can say what's true. I love you. It's true. It's true. Wake me if I scream from this COVID dream. Don't take my love from me. Got so much to tell you now, but you can't speak. Your heart is on a screen, but I feel every beat. Nurse, hold the phone so I can say what's true. I love you. It's true. I love you. It's true.
Joski! You're amazing. We love you. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Great, man. Great. Oh, great songs, poem, heavy hitting poem. Dude, thank you. Yeah, guys, feel free to make some noise so we can show that love.
Joski, that was an incredible set.
Phenomenal,
And I
sir,
especially love the
phenomenal.
fact that you're not only an awesome musician, but you're also an awesome freaking poet too. Like, that's so cool.
Coming from you, Nick, that means so much to me. I gotta say, thank you all so very much. I appreciate you sharing the space with me, and thank you all for your phenomenal writing. It's inspiring. Let me say.
Thank you. I mean, it's been a while since you've been on here. For people who maybe haven't had the pleasure of catching you before, how can they find some of your stuff online or just catch you online?
So at Joski C, that's pretty much how you find me. I'm
There you
working
go.
on a project, and I hope to be able to share it soon. But in the meantime, I put out a haiku every day out on IG. I'm just trying to have fun with it and learn from all the great writers I'm hanging out with these days. And so it's been so at Joski C on all the stuff.
Awesome, man. Beautiful. I'm glad you can make it today. And as I've mentioned, these shows are archived and they're saved on YouTube. And I mentioned it again, but I always want to give props to Kit for going in every week and adding timestamps for each performer, and that's really helpful. So I'm looking forward to going back and revisiting those songs. You're coming with a hard like a bardic energy of just from the way you have your guitar sounding on there and the reverb. It just that's how I imagined kind of like the troubadour, the traveling poet, trope. Came out beautifully, so I'm glad we can revisit that.
So the bottom line for me is I believe music can change the world, and so I'm trying with my notes and joining all the other voices that are engaged in similar efforts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm all about that. And the other thing about getting to meet up is like with all the musicians, it'd be cool to have like a jam session, you know, because that's one thing that is like almost impossible to do through a Zoom call or an online call. Like it just the timing never works, but like to feel, you know, because when there's a jam session, there's a lot of listening, there's a lot of coming together in a different way, and you know, maybe that's also in the future. So be on the
Well, I
lookout.
mean, if Nick's got that acoustic bass and Joski's got that set up, and I'll throw in some jazz drums and holy shit, just like that, you know, I'm just saying.
Right, yeah, that's a great idea. Hell yeah. Let's put that out there in the world. I love
And
that.
Tez, of course, Tez,
Yeah.
course, Tez. We can't forget Tez.
Do a little guitar noodling. Hell yeah. Man, that was great. We haven't been getting as much music lately, so it's always nice to hear that too. All right, but let's keep the list going because we do have more peeps. I want to get them on. You know, speaking of the community, I do want to give a birthday shout out to Gregory Speed Sr. It's his birthday today. Hell yeah. It's always good when he gets to kind of just jump in and do his thing. But if you do have a chance, if you haven't had a chance to tell him, wish him happy birthday, go ahead and, you know, reach out to him if you know him. All right, cool. Let's keep going. We're gonna go back to EP, and we got one of our faves who many of us were able to meet for the first time in person this last Thursday as well. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Lee MS. We got the MB Lee. What's up, Lee?
Hi, thank you. It was pretty awesome seeing everybody in person for the first time, so that was great. I do have new shit, so I'll start with that. And this is in pretty much the eve of Pride Month, so I'll start with this. It's called I'm Here. Transsexual. It's when a woman wants to be a man. Corrected on my own sense of self, my previous words erased by outdated terms that could only come out of the ashen lips of a dinosaur who should have been retired many centuries ago. He asked, "What does your husband think? Won't he miss?" Hands squeezing the air between them and his chest, the only eye contact I had through the session happening as he mimed hands groping breasts. I sighed in all the stages of grief and landed on disbelief. I shook my head no and reassured him again with "I can bring him in if you want to. He's waiting for me outside." Head shaking, pen scratching against a yellow notepad. "I will have to diagnose you. A test, some sessions, then I can make a recommendation." I thought, I was not aware I was sick. I said, "Would that help with getting my surgery?" I thought again, why should I ask for permission? Therapy, then maybe hormones, then maybe after a few sessions of me paying him to tell me what I had already explained, then hopefully surgery. He ushered me through the door, impatiently handing a note to his secretary and murmuring, "Set her up for an MMPI for next week." He disappeared behind the closed doors on his office, where I had told him my illegal name, my undocumented pronouns, my body's immigration goals. I thought, them, capital letters, full stop. The secretary called me by a name I had buried 6 feet below ground ages ago, while looking at my paperwork with my illegal name clearly written across the preferred name option that apparently was only there for decoration. I thought, Lee, one syllable, ambiguous, mine. I said nothing. "You won't see him that day. It's just an exam. 3 hours, bring some water." I said I would call at a later time to schedule it instead of ignoring her dead name me and misgender me for the 6th fucking time of our interaction. I hung the phone on her days ago when she called asking for dead name, informing her of a copay. I said, "I don't know her," and hung up. Repeat this exact experience, only I have wasted months with him. His performative allyship apparent only when he talked about friends that I'm sure gave no permission for him to disclose their lives. I thought, will he ever shut up? I nodded and tried to interject here and there. He gave me 2 books and sent me home to find other ways to cope other than the intrusive voice in my head. He said, "All these made-up labels." I thought, oh no. He called months ago after he realized he was missing the $30 a week of revenue I had brought him. I never responded. From 22 to 32, a decade word of the same old, now hiding myself from specialists, a care team that I should have been able to trust. Meanwhile, being out and about in the company of my hairstylist, my piercer, my tattoo artist, and my OB-GYN, who showed more empathy than any other paid piece of shit therapist, psychiatrist, social worker ever did. I thought, this is now on my terms. And I said it out loud, too fed up already to pretend. I thought, well, if the legal way has taken me 10 years, might give it a shot with the illegal one. What's one more anchor baby doctor shopping across the border? I asked of them to circumvent the insurance policies, made accomplices of the empathic people who had made unsafe places feel safe, even welcoming. I said my name, my pronouns, my transition goals. They justified procedures with minor circumstances so that I could live and just be. And I am here, and I'm not going anywhere. For those not on the know, my name is Riordan Lee Martinez Soto. Roll your R's. Get the acento right. Don't come at me with your gringo version because you can't be bothered to learn. I break the boundaries of the binary. I am gender chaos, gender unknown, gender 404 not found. My pronouns are not optional, regardless of the space between my hands and my chest. I exist, and I refuse to be defined by others. So that's one. And then I just have another one to share, also on the amazing medical the healthcare system that we have in the United States. So this is called masking. You seem fine to me. Fine, I'm taking the mask off. I'll call you next time, ready on speed dial, so you may hear the disquiet inside of me, the buzzing sound of the exact same thoughts traveling back and forth through my neurons from the millionth time. What am I doing with my life? I shouldn't be here. I should just quit. Could I afford to quit? 80,000 minus 50,000 equals no. When will things get better? I don't want to be here. A part-time, 30,000 plus, however much a part-time makes. When will I feel satisfied? Job search, outdated resume, another fucking cover letter. You can't even buy food with that. 5 years experience for a recent college grad? Why can't I just fucking die? You function just right. Right. I'll invite you the next time I find myself in the designated spot for the sad people to cry in. Let's set up a telehealth meeting so you can see the panic, hear me swallow down my anger, desperation, and disenchantment. Never seen, never heard, except for this time. I'll let my colleagues join us too, and hopefully you could explain to us then why we find comfort in the thought of no tomorrows, why we cope in self-deprecation and addictions, why we barely get by on the statistically sound ways in which we could give away our days willingly. You're too smart. You don't need it. Too smart or just enough to pretend to function. Let me set you up for a chat with my supervisor. Perhaps you could change her mind on my latest eval. Explain to her just how the gaps of memories, the lost time to the static sound of the realization, the daily astral projecting, where I leave this vessel behind every hour on the hour, is conductive to efficiency. I don't believe in accommodations. I don't believe in working to live, living to work, letting the sound of my broken watch seep between my fingers to enjoy not a second of it. But here we are. And that's it for me.
Oh man, awesome,
God damn,
awesome pieces.
Lee. Both of
Wow.
them. Both of them.
Yo, yes, exactly. My cat fell off. Dang, those gotta call out what needs to be called out. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful pieces. There we go. Okay, that's why we call you the MB Lee. So I know that you got all your, like, I like that setup. You got everything around you. So you got your link tree. Hold on, let's get you spotlighted. There you go. So if people want to connect with you, you got the link tree right above.
It's the Linktree / cadaveres, like cadavers with an extra E. And then, oh, my stupid cat showing up in there. Sorry. And you can also reach me out, like if you want to help with anything. I'm actually going through my transition surgery this year, and I'm very happy to announce it out loud. So you can help me through my transition, either to Cash App or Venmo. And yeah, thank you all so much.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lee. All right. Congrats. Hell yeah. Yes. Always great having you on. Let's see. I like how when you signed up this time, you just put I don't know this time. But those are powerful pieces. So thanks for sharing them. Okay. So Yeah, we still got lots of peeps left. So we're gonna get back to the East Coast. We have Mr. Ed Poetastic here with us, and he's gonna share a couple pieces, some of his poetry. You guys all know Mr. Ed Fireman, Mr. Ed Foreman, aka Ed Poetastic. Let's see, how you doing today, man? Welcome back.
Oh, thanks, Richie, the host the host that we love the most, that deserves a toast, that goes coast to coast. How are we? I hope everyone's feeling poetastic, poetry, and poet-credible. My name is Ed Poetastic, and I'm here to make you all feel fantastic. I hope you enjoy my rhymes, so to make you all feel sublime. And I'd love to thank all the veterans for fighting our wars, and thank you for what you have endured.
Can't
All
hear
right.
you.
Yeah.
Great
I
intro,
got
man. Yeah, it's a little low.
a little low.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, could you hear now? Is that okay?
Sounds good here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I had my headphones on. I'm using my cell phone. Okay, I got 6 jokes and 3 poems. Okay. What did the dog say to the other dog? What's barking you? What did gym coach said to the hot dog? Stop being a weenie. What did the angry chicken said to the farmer? Cluck you. What did Canyon Mountain said to his wife? You're always taking me for granted. Why did the cop why did the cop arrested the dolphin? He free willied. All right, here's a memorial poem by Evelyn Stein called Decoration Day. See the soldiers, little ones, hark the drummers beat. See them with their flags and guns marching down the street. Tainted flags from out the wars, let us follow these. To the little stripes and stars twinkling through the trees. Watch them waving through the grass where the heroes sleep. Thither gently let us pass on this day we keep. Let us bring our blossoms to all of our gardens grow. Lily honey sweet with dew, and the lilies snow. Every pose of the May, every bloomy stem, every bud that breaks today, gather now for them. Lay the lilies ere them dust, lovely for so, down they laid their lives for us, long and long ago. Keep above them bud and brow, softly eerie we cease. God, we play thee gentle now, fold them in thy peace. All right, I have another one. This is called Back in the Day. Back in the day, we're so small. Legs didn't stay, adults stand tall. The grass sway, catchy trucks calls, pleasant time decays, playing cool basketball, mixing the paint as clay, the playground brawls, the hydrate spray, painting the blank walls, doing a little foul play, hanging out in the malls, mumbling from essays, running the halls, filling the empty lunch trays, annoying graded recalls, harsh attention. But anyways, crowded stinky stalls, imagination going astray, rough concrete falls, bright unforeseen birthdays, homework a sneaky downfall, so-so days, not enough play, drenched in cold rainfalls, wishing the sun wouldn't stray. Instantly home at nightfall, moving different ways, answering your folks' calls, hitting the hitting the comfortable hay, staying up to enjoy it all. And this is called Gray Eyes. Love your color, please don't hate. Love it as your sister, mothers, or brothers. Stop the minds debate. We need one another. Some minds needs an update before the endless slaughter. Under our skin, we can relate. Accept us just like clear water. It's like the brownies you ate. Please don't turn into a monster that demolished the state. The American way, you imposter. This way wasn't so great. Please no more corpses on altars. Only you can blind your fate. Don't be front news for the reporters. Ignorance is a state of mind, not a trait. Stop these pointless inner borders. All the ignorance and hate, you'll stay overweight. Please don't be someone's murderer, but a supporter. Love and acceptance, a more powerful life awaits. Thank you. You guys are posted prolific and poem-credible.
Hell yeah, Eddie. Love that, man. You stop those pointless borders. Yes, sir. So Ed, what you got going on, man?
Oh, June 18th, I have a feature at the Mitch Salon, so that's great. and I'm having a podcast soon. Not a podcast. I'll be featured on a podcast with Miss Trisha, aka Miss Unicorn. So I can't wait. Woo!
Hell yeah. Can't wait either, man. Got to share those links. And if people want to connect with you, Facebook and Instagram, right?
They can connect with me at Eddie Foreman on Facebook, IGN as Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my post-textic insight. So I hope everyone has a good night.
You too, man. Thank you for joining us on these Mondays, and I know it gets late, so it is much appreciated, dude. And I like that you are incorporating jokes there now in your set because they're simple. They're like little one-liners, and they're innocent. You know, they're a little punny, and I really like that. And that's it's always good. Gotta have a good laugh. Yeah, I like cheesy punny humor. You know. Okay, cool. Thank you, Ed.
No problem. Always happy to be here. I'm glad I gave you some chuckles on your underneath your buckles.
always with the rhyme crimes, man.
Hope they don't catch a nickel, a dollar, or a dime. It's good to rhyme.
I dig it, man. I dig it. All right, cool. Let's see. How are we looking on the list there? Washington, man. Good having you. This is actually one of those instances where we are gonna go from coast to coast because he always has that intro, which I really appreciate. Thank you for that. Coast to coast. This time we're gonna go to the San Francisco Bay Area, and as always, her name is dropped plenty of times before it's even her turn. You just heard the Fincabulary, just the podcast and the show. Let's go and welcome Finn Bell to the stage. Hello, how's it going? How are you today?
Good, thanks, Richie. Woo, there goes my big face again.
Woo.
How's everybody doing today? Good. So I'm going to start off with a poem by Diane Wicowski. And the reason why I chose this was I was looking for something. I was looking at Ron Mark Thompson's background, and I saw his owl again, and owl was talking to me, so I was looking for an owl poem. I didn't exactly find an owl poem, but I found this poem by Diane named Snowy Owl Goddess, and I like the description. Let me tell the description to you. It says, Snowy Owl Goddess is one of a number of meditations where I've attempted to rectify the actions or assuage the bad feelings, lacing my history whenever I've never been able to accept women as friends or appreciate their beauties. I have found that trying to fight my old angers and prejudice, I am often rewarded by seeing the goddesses instead of enemies. So this is called Snowy Owl Goddess. Liddell in a loose cotton dress, the color of delphiums, her hair owl feathered and quiet, as her naked toes and their pale sandals, is a friend from this harvest of past of our lives, a Minerva woman of herbs and salsas, hellebore, trumpet vines, and heirloom tomatoes. She glides among us all carefully, as if we too might be live plants, almost in a trance from the heady August evening, and perhaps from the corner of my indolent eye, more absorbing the murmur than watching, I registered the snowy owl of a woman as she stripped an olive through her raptor's mouth, then delicately flung the pit into the narrow garden verge next to her deck chair. Usually fastidious as a pharmacist weighing crystals, she surprised me in the seeming act of littering until I realized, oh, the pit might take root and grow. It was her planter's instinct, giving every seed a place. Sipping her Chardonnay and with one hand cracking some pistachios to neatly deposit their shells in a bowl with pits from olives the rest of us had eaten. She reminds me that even with abundance, there need not be waste. Every day the image planted in the hull of twilight conversation visits me. The snowy owl suddenly spreading her 10-foot wingspan to cover this sacred earth, its arcing motion, her arm unfolding into air with the olive pit bowling earthward. And then I'm going to share 2 poems from my book. This first one is called 1976. That kind of dates me, yeah, but 1976. Where the hand is placed, a pendulous swing beneath trusting eyes and conversation, beer after beer at a subtle coaxing, should not mix well with pigtails and patent leather Mary Janes. Where the hand is placed, a thunderous clap beneath meticulously ironed lace upon bewildered skin, kiss after kiss, against terrified protestation should not mix well with pigtails and patent leather Mary Janes. Yep. Navy daughter and a true story, unfortunately. So this one is called Berkeley Nights. You led me through the elder trees. I followed. No fear, no question asked. Slight rancid taste upon my lips, hint of days spent working, chain smoking on self-imposed breaks, nights hustling, scrabbling for gigs, for fortune, for home. I was never home, but I was comfort. You were never solace, but danger. I craved you, an exciting departure. I glimpse that life now. Startling sips, once desperate and familiar, now alien, as I meander among the elders. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Finn.
Yes, Finbell. We love you.
Beautiful.
Love you, Finn. That was so awesome.
Spectacular as always.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for
Beautiful.
Thursday too, by the way.
Yeah, that crafting. Wow. Finn, so tell us how people watching, like, we do have some APCC students, students in El Paso area. How can they follow more of your work and what you got going on?
Well, sometimes when I'm good, I post some of it on, I was going to say Eventbrite, that's not right, on Instagram. So my Instagram is Finn_Bell, PHYNNE _BELLE. If some people want to find some of my, I haven't updated it lately either, some of my older work, excuse me, it's on, I have my blog on Medium. I also have one on vocal.media. They're both under my name, which I'm about to reveal. It's Trisha de Jesus Gutierrez. But because you have to find it, it's under my real name. And what else is going on? Oh, yes. I haven't put it in Eventbrite yet, but Michael Sindler is going to be featuring on the 17th. It's an ode to poets, which I think is very appropriate theme for him. So he's going to be the featured guest. He's going to have a full glorious 15 to 20 minutes to just share his beautiful triolets and other poetry with us. And then I wanted to invite everybody, and I'm going to try to find the link for it on Wednesday, Tuesday? No, I think it's Wednesday. It's coming Wednesday. No, next Tuesday is 7th. I started attending. Well, I attended once this. I know I'm meandering now. I'll try to. I'll try to make it quick. This thing called Sidewalk Bolzano. It's a fully virtual open mic where you have a little avatar and you start walking around a cute little conference room and you do the open mic fully as a tiny little avatar. So I thought that was cute. I will share it with everybody because I thought it was fun. There you go. Yes, and I'm also featuring on that as an avatar. Yes.
That's super dope.
I know.
Yeah, I saw that message, and I've seen those when these were all starting up. I had contemplated, like, what if we did a virtual avatar one? It'd be kind of fun to see like what kind of avatars everyone would choose.
I know.
Yeah. But that's cool.
See the UCP with his little like hat on, like walking around, his little beard.
Yeah, it's fun. Got to try that. But no, also good. Like this is kind of like the community square where I do want you guys to share a little bit of what you got. Definitely, even if I mean, it's so fine. It's not rambling on. You got stuff to share. So, and even though you said it's not Eventbrite, but every time you do post, it is a bright event. So I had to like throw that in there.
I like that.
Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and go from San Francisco to India. That's right. Nature of the open mic. We're gonna do some world traveling just like that, and we have another return. Like I said, it is always nice when people do come back, and yeah, we got a young poet, young performer joining us. We have Angela Celestine back. Angela, what is up? Hi, how are you today?
Thank you, G. I'm very good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
All
we
right.
can't
So I'm gonna go with this.
really quick.
Sorry.
I don't
Can you
know if
hear
it.
me?
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear, but I don't know if it matters to you. But also, we can't see you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you. Seems like the
All
Wi-Fi.
right. It's
Yeah,
fine, huh?
And is frozen.
yeah, the Wi-Fi might be a
Okay.
little slow there on
Mhm.
the image.
All right. So what should I do? Should I switch off this video?
There you go.
Just keep going because we can hear you just fine.
Yeah, just go ahead and perform it. There might be lag, but as long as we can hear you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So this poem that I'm going to recite today is about a guy and his girl, where this guy describes the beauty of his introverted girl. So here we go. The title of the poem is She. The silence she absorbs from parting rooms illuminates her face. Her head peacefully rests on my shoulder, and her dancing hair strands tickles my ear rhythmically. I wonder at her deep silence as she drowns deeply in the works of Austen, and then slightly lifts her eyes to greet the yellow bird. I wonder at her art of orating without speaking even a word. Sometimes I envy the green grass as her hands pass through them gently, and envy the yellow birds to have her periodical attention. But then she smoothly passed at my arm, signifying in her heart only lives only me. And so I ought to end this envy. We do talk for hours. She likes no small talk. But then she seeks for solitude and travels in her mind, dances with raccoons, sings with sparrows, converses with Oscar Wilde, and at the end learns the art of diplomacy from Bismarck and rips the cruel and wild. She belongs to herself more than to me. She is distant from me even when she is beside, but I don't infringe her silence unlike others, as I know the key to her heart. Untouched by people's judgment, she is confined to her own tranquil world, yet wisdom shines in her words, verses flow through her nerves. Close are her wings for others, she flies all alone. The key resides in clock. Spare her some time. She will gently open her wings and fly herself with you all day long. In the open sky and by the horizon, but care to go slow. Your hastiness may trigger her drowsy agility, and she may fly back to her little cocoon forever. Thank you.
Wow, Angela, that was an awesome poem.
Thank you.
Cool. That's yeah, I really like what you did there. And despite some Wi-Fi lag, we heard it just fine. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you could join us. I know you like to post on Instagram, right? That's like what you use.
Yeah, that's right.
And so people, if they want to like find your work, they can follow you there. It's Angela Writes.
Yeah, that's right.
and on YouTube also with the name Angela Celestine.
There you go. Yes, I did put a link on YouTube for your YouTube channel on both chats, this one and the YouTube chat. Because guys, if you're not already following her on YouTube, you should, because she puts a lot of cool production value on her videos. Yeah, you can spend time with her words. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today, Angela.
Much love.
All right, thank you. Yeah, cool background too. I like the cherry blossoms. Yeah, so like I said, check out her YouTube channel. It's just, you can look up Angela Celestine, and there they actually have the link to Instagram and Twitter. But there's she's been uploading a lot of cool videos, and that's the fun part. Like, I'm following all you guys: Urban Cowboy Poetry, Changeling Studios, Angela. So if you guys got that and you're posting content, share it. And then of course it always helps if you guys support them by liking the video, sharing it in your networks and all that good stuff. Yeah, glad you're here, Angela. All right, so check it out. We're getting there. We got a bunch of poets from El Paso. We also have from Los Angeles, Albuquerque. We got we're gonna get people some time on, and we're gonna go ahead and bring up Denise. And Denise has always just kind of been killing it. What can I say? I'm so excited about the work she's got coming up. And let's go make some noise and welcome Denise to the stage. What's up?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good night. It's been amazing so far. I'm always floored by all the poets and the musician that comes here. It's always so powerful. So I hope to keep it going. I have some new shit to share with you guys. Finally, I wrote this just right before the open mic started. It's 2 poems, and then I'm going to do my own little, it's a cover poem, but it's from, I guess it's for Memorial Day, but it's kind of different. You guys will see. So I'm just going to go. This one's called Indígena Ike. Okay. I'm indigenous without a tribe, marking my ethnicity as white because the only half of me that matters is a European that was bred into me. While the other half I must hide, blood quantum, assimilation, genocide keeps me from the truth. It shines through the cracks, bleeding brown on my flesh, protruding out my nose. My native tongue, a mystery. I cling to Nahuatl words and Mexica mythologies without a clue if my ancestors spoke the same words, sang the same prayers. Hispanic, white, Latina, nomenclatures given to me by those who tried to erase me. Hispanic, because we were forced to speak Spanish. White, because the caste system deemed my ancestors scum. Latina, because we were forced to trade in our culture for a culture that strived on slavery, conquering, and raping. Where do I fit in? Where do I come from? I am indigenous without a tribe. I'm brown, forced to claim a whiteness that doesn't even stain my teeth. My ancestors committed genocide against my ancestors. Where do I fit in? You can trace your roots to the shore your people landed on. You can trace your heritage to the country of origin. All I know is that I'm from Chihuahua. Am I Rarumari, Tepehuan, Guarajillo, Masawa, Mixteco, Zapoteco, Chinanteco, Otomi? I may never know where I belong, where I come from. All I know that I am not who they classify me as. I'm indígena without a tribe. Thank you. And then I wrote another one. This one's called Shut the Fuck Up. Okay, and here it goes. Don't tell us to get over the atrocities that seem like history to you. Our wounds are still open. We still bleed. Don't tell us to make peace with the war you brought upon us when you won't even take responsibility for the millions of lives lost. The land you claim and take from us, you say that was years ago, while genocide still happens across the world. When segregation is not yet eradicated, while our grandmothers can still remember being spit on for being in a white establishment, while sundown towns still exist, while you still reap the benefits of your pale complexion and we are shot for fitting the description. Don't tell us to get over what happened so long ago when my parents were the first generation to go to an integrated school, while they ban our history from the textbooks, don't tell us to stop dividing the world in black and white when we clearly are all different shades of brown. Don't tell us to get over it when brown people are dying all across the world because white countries are priority for the vaccine. When we are supporting a genocide through our tax dollars because this is a white Christian nation who wants nothing more than the rapture to begin. Zion exists in your heart. Understand that there is no more holy land left on this planet. The ground has been desecrated by the bodies of brown children buried underneath residential schools. Kill the Indian, save the man. Don't fucking tell us to get over it when they are actively giving us hysterectomies so no one will know of our rape in immigration camps full of First Nation peoples of the Americas. Don't tell us to get over it. Don't fucking tell us to get over it and move on. When you wear our culture as costumes, name your sports teams after our people, paint your face black, brown, yellow, and red, and cry wolf when we try and take it back. Call us terrorists when we defend our land from your occupation, comparing the N-word to Karen and Kyle. Gentrify our communities so you can be more comfortable while our poor have to find another place out on the street. Don't tell us to get over it when it just never seems to end. Thank you, guys. And then, so now this cover poem, it's Memorial Day and we're supposed to remember our fallen heroes. And one of my heroes was Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc was the last Tlatoani of Mexico. He was the cousin of, I can't believe I forget his name, Montezuma. And he got his feet burned and was paraded through all of South America. And this is the last speech, so I'm gonna do it in Spanish and then I'm gonna translate it into English just because the Spanish one really hits home. So I'll start with the Spanish one. Nuestro sol se ha ocultado, nuestro sol se ha escondido y nos ha dejado. En la más completa oscuridad sabemos que volverá a salir para alumbrarnos de nuevo. Pero mientras permanezca allá en el Mictlán, debemos unirnos, ocultando en nuestros corazones todo lo que amamos. Destruyemos nuestros Teocatlín, nuestros Calmecamé, nuestros Tlaxcoán, nuestros Telpochcatlín, nuestros Culcatlín, y dejamos las calles desiertas para encerrarnos en nuestros hogares. De hoy en adelante ellos, nuestros hogares, serán nuestros Teocatlín, nuestros Calmecacmé, nuestros Tlaxcoán, nuestros Culcatlín. De hoy en adelante y hasta que salga el nuevo sol, los padres y madres serán los maestros y los guías que lleven de la mano a sus hijos mientras vivan. Que los padres y las madres no olviden decir a sus hijos lo que ha sido hasta hoy Anahuac, al amparo de nuestros dioses y como resultado de las costumbres y de la educación que nuestros mayores incluyeron en nuestros padres y que con tanto empeño estos incluyeron en nosotros. Que tampoco olviden decir a sus hijos que guarden nuestra escritura y nuestra sabiduría, que un día serán gloria de nuestra amada madre Anahuac. So you guys can understand, here it is in English. Our sun has gone down. Our sun has been lost from view and has left us in complete darkness, but we know it will return again, that it will rise again to light us anew. But while it is there in the mansion of silence, let us join together, let us embrace each other, and in the very center of our being hide all that our hearts love and we know is a great treasure. Let us hide our temples, our schools, our sacred soccer game, our youth centers, our houses of flowery song, so that only our streets remain. Our homes will enclose us until our new sun rises. Most honorable fathers and most honorable mothers, may you never forget to guide your young ones. Teach your children while you live how good it has been and will be Until now, our beloved Anahuac sheltered and protected our destinies that our ancestors and our parents enthusiastically received and seeded in our being. Now we will instruct our children how to be good. They will raise themselves up and gain strength, and as goodness make real their great destiny in this, our beloved mother, Anahuac. Thank you, guys.
God damn, Denise.
Denise. Denise. That's a mic drop right there.
Y'all drop the mic now.
There we go.
on the pillow, you know. All right, take care of it. Oh man, all the love. I mean, you're just getting so much praise on both chats, the Zoom and YouTube. So
thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. It
cool.
keeps the fuel burning.
Dude, yeah. So what do you have coming up that you would like to promote or mention, or ways in which people can get a hold of you?
Oh, well, so on June 12th, I'm going to be a feature with Rosalind Diaz as well for The Word is Right. It's going to be a double feature. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much, Marissa. And also because of the great Marissa and Red or Green Books, I'll be having a book coming out in July. So follow me on Facebook if you guys just want to get my name, Denise Science, Saenz, and you can find all the info there. And then also on July 30th, or 31st, I forget. I am going to be doing a little poetry workshop. It's called Poesía y Magia. And it's just all about, so I'll be doing some magic rituals, and we will be writing poems as we do those rituals, just to kind of heal not only of ourselves, but our community, which is what my poetry is all about. So I'll show you guys how I write stuff.
I love it. So many exciting things going on. All the love to you, Denise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. You guys are awesome. All of you, you know. It's such a cornucopia of voices, you know. I love hearing it. All right, yeah, we're gonna stick around. So Denise performing from El Paso, in El Paso, and we're gonna stick around for the next couple performers, including our next performer you guys all know as well. You know, Mr. Monday Night takes care so much. Let's go and make some noise and welcome Kit Wren to the stage. Welcome back, Kit.
Welcome back, me. Yes, holy shit, Denise is so good. Oh my God, fucking hell. That took my breath away. I don't know, one of the joys of doing this for a long time is you see people that start after you surpass you almost immediately, and you're not even mad, you're proud, you know? It's amazing. But two of mine and then the cover poem. This one's old and smelly, but let's air it out. Haven't done it in a while. I don't know how the conversation transitioned from bad puns into general theories of art, but it was sudden and regrettable. He insisted to us repeatedly that it's only art if the artist thought it would change the world. He had no method. He had no examples. He was so earnestly wrong-headed that I wanted to hug him and tell him everything's going to be okay, little buddy. But these gestures can be misinterpreted. My smaller, fairer, and meaner companion went on the attack, recited the theories of Deleuze like a prayer, intense and precise. She leaned in triumphant as his face became gaunt, confronted with all that he did not know that he did not know. For my part, I contributed flecks of light at the margin. I mentioned the death of the author, the intention fallacy, and a simplified tale of Kafka and Kafka's dull, slow-witted friend Max, the least reliable literary executive in the world, a man who cannot be trusted to start a fire with just paper. In the end, he was unfazed, unconvinced, unshaken. He continued to believe in things unseen and soon moved on to the all-hour sandwich shop next door. And we, the unacknowledged legislators of the bar room, ordered 2 more doubles, and took turns saying, I don't know, man. I don't know. We didn't. And we were sick with envy of the ones who thought they did, of the man whose innocence we had failed to even dent. And this one is relatively newer and presumably less smelly. But sometimes it's hard to judge your own smell. So let's just get into it. It is hard to be over the top when the globe itself keeps flipping. It is hard to keep perspective when nothing will sit still. The world doesn't have to listen to me. Nobody does. The world will never, has never before, bowed before a collective will. Much less the individual screaming like a flea might. And it is readying for the great shaking, casting us off. It appears to follow the systems we devise, but that is little more than a courtesy, like asking after a coworker's child by calling it the little one to hide that you never learned their name. So what should we do in these early last days? Should I be among the straight preachers who will one day not only be right but fashionable? Shall I count the sides of the Epiragon until I run out of numbers? Busy work. Is this all just busy work? Since we cannot rebuild the world in our image or reshape it with our tools, then maybe the job of the artist is to be irritating. The hair falling across a politician's lip mid-speech. The non-fatal accident grinding traffic to a halt. The puppet show will once again be in vogue, and we'll marvel at the marionette with no marionettist, reaching his odd bony hand to pluck his own invisible strings. And the cover poem. I got paranoid Mr. Sindler was going to do this, but thankfully Mike changed his mind, and so I get to do my favorite Memorial Day poem. As our friend from Seattle said, Memorial Day brings out the anti-war in him. Arguably it should, where some people say to see a sacrifice, I see a waste. And one person who agreed with me was Wilfred Owen. And this is Dulce et Decorum Est by Wilfred Owen. Bent double like beggars, like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began the trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of gas shells dropping softly behind. Gas, gas, quick boys! An ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone still was yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime, dim through the misty panes and thick green light as under a green sea. I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in and watch the wide eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from the fresh froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cut of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie. Dulce et decorum est pro patria mori.
Yeah, there's a
All
reason
right.
a lot of people consider him the greatest war poet of all time. Yes,
Mm.
that was really well done too. Again.
That was dope, Kit. That was fucking dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a dope artist in your own right, man. I'm just saying that. I'm saying that as facts, man. You're an awesome artist.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Agreed all over. Kit.
That-
Yeah,
that-
man. How can people, catch up with your stuff? Because I know you do all sorts of writing online as well that people can catch up on.
I cannot find my paper at the moment, so I'm just gonna put it at the chat, and it's good because I'm actually gonna add my Goodreads because I keep adding reviews to it that sometimes Tez will put in the Facebook group because he values me. Yeah, I see him snapping. There you go. But yeah, IG at Kit Ren Away. It's a pun. Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, which is as the label suggests. Let me just double check and see I have the right Goodreads link. And while I'm doing that, I'll stall by saying you can look me up on Facebook as Kit Ren. I'm the one that's not a grandmother because I searched myself and I found 2 other Kit Rens, and we will have to do battle because like Highlander, they can be only one. And let's see, the Goodreads is at goodreads.com/Kit Talks Books, which, I figure I have a brand, I should stick with it. And my PayPal is connected to my email, cren1016@gmail.com. That's also where you can send me a normal ass email if you want. And I will see you all next Monday.
I love it. A normal ass email. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, there you go. Those are the links. I will forward that as well on the YouTube chat. Speaking of the YouTube chat, I do want to give a shout out to some awesome writers and poets that are tuning in right now, including Amanda Wilson. Amanda is tunes in when she can, and we miss Amanda's poems here on the online mics. And but if you're following her, she's posting some cool content. And Miles Kelvin, damn, it's been a while since we've heard him perform. Always doing some really cool stuff. So what a Miles, Amanda, Andres. Always good seeing you guys on the chat there. All right, cool. So we got a couple more peeps. I want to make sure, man, and it's like heavy hitters. Like, so I want you guys to stick around as long as you can for sure. We're gonna go ahead and go to Los Angeles, right? Where we're gonna bring up Desosomok once again. How you doing, man? Welcome back. You made it.
Thank you. I'm gonna do one piece and then I'll do a cover piece with translation. This piece is titled Rematriation, Rematason. So, epitaph. We support the full sovereign expression of all our indigenous relatives and believe that it is through the process of rematriation that we reclaim our identity, our culture, and our ways. Much of our cultures are deeply rooted in our Earth Mother and celestially connected to the matrilineal uterine lines of our families, our people in our nations that extend beyond the world. My father passed away back in November 8, 2006. It was not a surprise nor a sudden event. He had been fragmenting in place for over 8 years in a Delano nursing home. In 1998, he had been diagnosed with leukemia, cancer of the blood. He was a typical venal Mexican man from the ranchos, what they call a cheddar from ranchero. He was driven by the materiality of his subjectivization. He was a man prone to what Josiah Luis Alderete calls the chinga tu madre blues, a default exclamation when buttressed by situational impotence, typically paired with the si no me la puedo coger failed proposition. During his chemo treatments, he failed to take care of his latent diabetes, and he suffered several strokes. The irony of the Chica tu Madre blues is that he survived and recovered from leukemia, but his totality had been shattered by the catastrophic strokes he had endured. It began to enter a long enduring fragmentary flow of mental health decomposition. There were the physical violent episodes where he broke doors and sheetrock walls. My mother, weathered and worn, was the good soldier, but the war was bigger than her. Like a good Adelita, she refused to abandon the battlefield, but conceded, and we finally took him to a Delano hospice center. It was a good, clean facility, recently built, and my uncles lived within minutes of the facility and would visit him when my mother couldn't. Migrations are transgenerational traumatic events moving at different velocities and across multi-generational bodies of varying tensile strength. My grandfather came with the Bracero program of 1942, Mexican cheap labor to buttress the Second World War. He was the anchor pulling across the norteño narrative space. The suspended lives that needed to disconnect from the materiality of their bioregionalism, más cariñosamente conocido como tu terruño. The deterritorialization of ribosonal organelles ripping through endoplasmic reticulum and nuclear envelopes, shattering the four strands of eukaryotes and prokaryotes of RNA, unwinding my progenitor. Today, my father is buried in Delano at the Northern Kern Cemetery District off of Garces Highway. It wasn't the one my mother had paid for. She had allocated 2 spots at Forest Lawn Cemetery, even though there is no forest left, just lawn with tombstones and mausoleums. His family wanted him there, but they forgot to pay, and my mother bore that debt. A small epitafio signaling el reposo, the rematriation point, the rewombing, the gestational maternal reclamation. At the interment hole, we gathered as a sanguinal collection of strewn DNA strands vibrating and rattling in an attempt to heal a wound. The Catholic priest swung his golden ornate thurible with its mirthy incense like a Foucauldian pendulum, marking the start of reclamation. The priest began to voice the final Catholic sign of the cross prayer. I heard in my mind, in the name of gravitational forces, in the name of weak nuclear forces, in the name of strong nuclear forces, in the name of electromagnetism.
Wow.
Yes, Tezo.
Awesome, man.
That's a Somo does it again.
A rematriation, huh? Dig it. I dig it. Cool, man.
Get your notebooks out. You're learn.
And the Spanish side says rematazón, so you figure that out. Rich.
Gotcha. Did you
Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it. What's up?
I was saying to write a poem like this requires a lot of distance, just like migration requires a lot of distance, you know. It's I don't know if I like I could easily break down every one of these stanzas, and I have to keep it together because, you know, how can you tell a story like that? I don't know. I think the strength of the poem is in how do you tell a story without totally just bawling out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
So my cover poem is a piece by a Nahuatl poet, Yao Prahedi Martinez de la Cruz. Yao means warrior. He's a bilingual poet from the river region of Tlapa, coming forward from the northern mountain of the state of Guerrero. Very famous for putting years of resistance. He has a book. He's a primary school teacher, Nahuatl. He's a Nahuatl promoter, and he has a book that is called Yoltec Queen Tepeyotl, the heartbeat of the mountain. And he has several other children's books in Nahuatl, Oquilin, Yol Chicawak, El Gusanito Valiente, the valiant arm. And so from him, I'm going to share in Nahuatl, and then I'll translate the Spanish one to English. So it's titled, the English title is the fluttering wings of my thoughts. Papatlakat imaslapawal no tlanemilistli. Papatlakat imatlas tlapacapalwa no tlamenilistli. Copa Siquini pan ilwicat ken sanat. Socha quiyake itlahtolwan no tlahtolnansin akin ika nikinotza no teococolwan shinech teo chihuacan pan no milisli ika chicowalisli an moyol tlanelmilisli maki yol chihuacahuacan noto nal nemilis macomoni wan macueponi ipan ishik notla nalsin ihyotl nik yol napaloa nochi inka tewilis no yao colwan amo chiquilwa moxiquel wayotzi no ignitzin mitzka kayawa kistianohme inso wili tenemiliscayot akin kitlamia nochi totlalnantzin kimiktiya wan kichihchinowa xikimiuaso itoa totlachantzin akin totochin titlapalewinke. The fluttering wings of my thoughts. The wings of my thoughts are fluttering. They jump and they elevate towards the sky like the crackle. Aromatic are the words of my mother tongue, with the ones that I speak with, that my ancient grandparents left. They spread their blessings with good health, and that they strengthen my spiritual strength. They resound and they sprout from the belly of the Mother Earth, its breath. I abrazo con el corazón. I embrace with my heart the inheritance that my warrior grandparents left me. Never forget the roots of your belly button, little brother. The Western will deceive you with their inservile philosophy that they have about exterminating the Mother Earth, and they also are trying to kill it. Respect your home and respect your home, which always considers you important. It sounded better in Noah, didn't it?
Nice. No, wait, were you translating from Spanish on the spot?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man. No, I love it. I loved it. I just didn't realize till right now, like, wait a minute, you're just doing that as a spot translation.
Yeah, I can do simultaneous translation from Spanish to English.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for sharing those. And I know you already shared your links there in the chat, including the Pandemic Poets, which is, if you're not following already, you should just join that group. It's a good way to just get in touch with everything that's going on. And I also did share those on the YouTube live stream. Well, most of them. You snuck an interesting link in there too. Check it out. Yeah, thank you. The Somok.
Just to set the record straight, it would be an honor and a privilege to play music with you at any time, any place.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, if you guys on the Zoom or if you're watching on YouTube right now, usually on the Zoom call we can see each other, and oftentimes Deso Somok is jamming on his guitar as people are performing. That's that's pretty cool. And so we're always talking about jam sessions. Got to make it happen. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going because we got a couple more peeps. I want to make sure they go on, and they've been here. We have another return. I feel like it's been a while since she's had a chance to perform. We've missed her always, as so many other performers. There's so much love for her and what she's doing. I mean, you've heard her name or her works, kind of her projects and what she's helping lead along the way. Let's go ahead and welcome Marissa Prada to the stage. Marissa, welcome back. Hey.
Hi, Richie. Hey, BWOMS. What are you guys up to? I'm so glad to be back. I'm sorry. It has been crazy and anyways, but I brought two pieces for you tonight. One is very sweet because Trish de Jesus is here and I just love her and I want to read things that make her smile. And then the second piece I have is an erotic one that I wrote in one of her workshops. So yes, I just want to celebrate some love tonight.
Is the erotic one for me too?
All right. So this first piece is titled Ishmael. Write me across your page, then crumple me up in a ball, put me in your mouth, chew me around and swallow me into the soul of your pen. I want to swim in your stomach like Geppetto, with monsters and men who capture and kill, never to be killed as I course through your blood. Your body knows what to do, how to absorb me into itself, move me into your cells and breath, utilize me for energy and rest. I want to kiss your eyes clear of every nightmare, so that your waiting dreams may finally find your mind. From the child to the man, fill your life with long-awaited love, hand-carved by these hands that have been waiting to hold you for generations. I feel you move through me, warm, hot tea with simple syrup and mint from my garden, the taste of desert sun still captured in its leaves. Swallow your words to give birth to nightlight butterflies in armor that battle monsters in their sleep to carve the dream of our love. Pinch my nipples like you snap for poetry. I race in your heart a thump when you come up to the mic. You are my Professor E to X. See, I have this craving to course the mogul molehills in your magical, poetic mind to your toes. For I swallow you down into the soul of my pen. So you swim in me too. We feed each other's need to become the beast, to shred the past at last. For we have found our place in the belly of a great monster, because you are what you eat. That's my first one. I just love that poem. All right, this one I wrote in Fincabulary's Poetry Games with Domo Beth, and I love this. This was a 7-minute writing prompt. She should not do this in 7 minutes. It's erotic, it's explicit. Just letting you know, okay? Here we go. It's titled Coconuts. Coconut. It must be coconut, the oil you bring to bed. Pop the top and squirt it all over my breasts. Pool some in your palm, oozing oil between fingers. Rub your hands warm before venturing to my skin. It melts down my chest, body heating its journey south, nipples taut at attention, nose awoke to fragrances that will always equal you. Run your fingertips along my lower lip to lubricate my opening. Drag your touch down my neck. Feel this pumping pulse just under my skin. Faster, faster. Still slow your roll down my mountains, poet man. Across my collarbone, your bone hard penis pushes to escape into me, but not yet. Coconut drips from the tips of my nipples, splashes onto my toes as I stand all my parts at attention for you, man. Your hands move to see if my breasts fill them, and you squeeze. You squeeze me so fucking hard. Each nipple, one at a time, a personal introduction to their new master. Silky, warm, wet hands follow the drips down. Down to my belly button, hover just above the line of pubic hair. You stare at it, trimmed, entranced, kept well for your arrival, revival, arousal. It tickles your fingertips, and I see your erection rage up and down, pulses a plea to feel for itself. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to suck it. Your coconut fingers forge fracking of oil as you push between my labias and onto my clit. I gasp. A breath is not to faint. You move around it in small concentric circles, calling, come from my pussy that drips just as much as the oil. Viscous self-lubrication, salty, sticky, sweet. Your finger enters me, an explorer of all things that call for you. Fuck me with your coconut finger. Make me come all over your coconut finger. You breathe a whisper, come, baby, you say. Creamy coconut cum creations flood from my body, evaporate to our nose as I let it all go. You know me now, man. Continue to call me to come, for I am the great flood Noah feared. I will quench your thirst and purify your soul. Your fingers refuse to quit my clit. I come to your voice as you say my name, as you call me baby. And I realize you're no longer make-believe. And now we can work on your cocoa nuts. Thank you.
I don't have the hard things. I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to move my wallet right now. Whatever I can grab. That was awesome.
That came out of a vocabulary word. I hope she's proud about that.
Hell yeah. No, we were yeah, no, we love the concept as like this came from a domo workshop. All right. Oh, I wanted to see her live reaction to the reading. Good.
Yes. Yes, come find me. I'm on Facebook, Marissa Prada. I co-author The Word Is Right, WRITE. I author Poetography 505, which is my personal poetry and photography page. Of course, I founded Red or Green Books, Red, R-E-A-D, redorgreenbooks.com is our website. And the original 10, right? We got Poet Khan, Denise Signs, Elementals here tonight, myself. There's 10 of us. We're launching 10 debut collections this summer and 10 more from 10 brand new poets before Christmas. It's an incredible fun thing. I'm on IG, Prada Painting and Poetry, and Finn Bell and I and a bunch of other poets have been doing Poetry Global Network on YouTube. So if you have not seen what we're doing on Poetry Global Network, go to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, please. We have so many amazing things happening there. So thank you, Richie.
Awesome. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear from you. And you mentioned the original 10, and we actually you called him out. Elemental, he's here today, and he's gonna read. So let's go ahead and let's keep it going and welcome Elemental to the stage. What's up, man? Welcome back. Another return. Heck yes.
Hey, Chief, what's good, man? BWOMS, what's happening, folks? To everyone. Storm God's in the building, of course. Yo, this is you folks are just incredible, man. Every time that I come into the room with you folks, it's always an amazing experience. I'm a big cartoon head, so it's like, when the kids from Dungeons and Dragons first kind of get into that whole world, it just like flips their mind and shit. You know what I mean? Like every time I come into these venues, man, it's exactly like that. So
takes one to know one, Elemental. Takes one to know one.
Indeed, man, indeed. So a couple pieces. Clearly there's a theme here. So I'm gonna have two pieces, one short, one longer, and then a cover piece. So first piece is called Aftermath. When the smoke finally cleared, I could hardly recognize the shattered reflection of myself. Lost more of me than I could ever replace, I stepped out of my shadow, heard the doubtful accent of disbelief screaming at me, not to let go of the old me. I looked around. All I could see was the augmented reality of skepticism, cursed from the lips of hate in the flesh with a cowardly tongue, so I closed my ears. Couldn't listen to another syllable sent to sever my connection to the stream of consciousness. I finally knew my place. Stepped onto this path with ears wide open, eyes to my imagination, screamed at the top of my lungs. I am poetry. Second piece, it's called Real Change. As a kid, I thought change meant becoming something other than myself, different in every way, but in my case, that didn't seem like a worst case scenario. I asked, after living by the winds of change, what was its purpose? All I knew was change the trash bag, it stinks. Change the sheets, they're dirty. Wash your mouth, all that miseducation you spit. No one wants to hear such frivolousness, yet too eager to catch the nightly foolery, my father. Ever the well of wisdom told me, keep finding ways to be different. I couldn't believe my ears. Knew he would say you need to fit in, find friends, connect with dead weight and waste energy in the name of team sports. I just knew he would point in the direction of another one flew over the cuckoo's nest while following the crowd. Instead, he told me, find me and live it loud. Don't be a ball of confusion that falls victim to binary impressions of success. Be monstrous in all your forms, to breathe in the suffocating mists of misunderstanding. Let the winds blow. A wise man told me, there is no progress without change, no ignition without submission. Dig in and let me learn you something, young boy. He said, invest in your life and make it prosperous. Be magical in all your forms. Choose not conformity over loyalty to your true creative spirit. How can I be this me if I change? He said, are you where you want to be? Do you eat from golden tables and sip from goblets of fire? If not, then why are we wasting time talking? Spend your life investing in the things that bring you joy, worth more than the paper they use to write your last rites. Change is the unavoidable force that keeps the world turning. I remember the first time I knew I had to change, the day I heard my heart's rhythm, less sinus, dove deeper into colder climates, more deafening silence when I hit the wall that last time and pulled back a bloody ego, screaming surrender under the pressure of this is not me. I embraced the change. Verified this proof with reflection conversations, rewrite the formula of dysfunction, deconstruct depression into coals of old thoughts that sought to rot my thoughts and fuel this engine of change to transform or convert something into some other thing it would not have become on its own, making me a changeling, erupting dreams, spilling out inverted fractions of wishes for the satisfactions of mass petitions, trying to Archimedes poisonous parables of what they say I should be. Now I switch up speeds more than Jay-Z changed clothes. Optimus Prime on the road to clear skies just outside your reach. Megatron, this spiral of silence into a golden ratio of poetry. Oh, and the cover piece. Sorry. The cover piece, real quick. It's a short piece. short cover piece. This is by a Black Renaissance poet by the name of Claude Mccray. This is a piece called If We Must Die. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and pinned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, though dead. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us still be brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men will face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back.
Yes, sir.
God
Damn, you
fucking-
translated that perfectly into performance.
Punching air right now, Elemental. Damn it. You're so good.
Elemental.
Remember
That's one
the
of the
tab,
first
Elemental?
poems I ever taught as a teacher. That was one of the first poems I ever taught as a teacher. Thank you.
Yeah,
You did
same.
a beautiful job.
Remember that tab. It's gone up a lot.
I appreciate all of you so very much, man. Everything you can find about me, man, elemental.com. Calamity, my book is coming soon. Red or Green Books, Fincabulary, Original 10, Storm Gods in the Building, Voltron Rising. Man, it's anywhere you can find poetry, man. I'll probably be somewhere in the shadows, man. Appreciate you, truly. Peace.
Dude, awesome, man. Thanks for making it on, man. That's powerful pieces as always. It's great having you on. Original 10, check out those pieces. Yeah, the Cloud McKay piece. Hell yeah. It's been a while since I've heard that one, but the delivery, perfect. Okay, yo, we also have Paul Congesso in the house. He's gonna share a piece. Paul's just been coming out and supporting, which I absolutely appreciate. But I always gotta ask, like, you want to spit something? So Paul, man, go ahead and take it away. Great having you back again.
Yeah, brother. Thank you for welcoming me. I always love to be here. So sometimes it gets a little bit late, but I got the energy tonight. And it's because lightning came down and struck. So the other half of Thunder Gods in the building. I mean, Storm Gods in the building. Voltron Rising. Yeah, just cheap plug. I'm starting a men's support group called Men Who Heal on June 13th. We're going to have our first meeting at 3 p.m. So if y'all want, you can follow me at Paul Conqueso on IG if you want to be part of an online support space for men to be vulnerable, to be open, to talk about healing, to talk about mental health. Because this shit goes beyond Mental Health Awareness Month. And men need support just as much as anybody else. So since, oh yeah, totally, I got you, Marissa. Since today is Memorial Day, my maternal grandfather was a veteran, and he didn't die in war, but it took a lot from him. So I'm gonna read a storytelling piece of that, and then a real quick cover piece to memorialize something else. This is called Joseph. The black and white portrait of my grandfather smiling while holding his 3 women sits on a side table in my Aunt Joe's house. I've never met this man, but I've heard stories. Silly stories about him bouncing mom on his knee, about going nowhere without his favorite toupee, about his glory days, golden gloved in the army, about the afternoon his entire life nearly ended, gore stories, war stories. I've learned from the oral traditions of storytelling women, the surviving matriarchs of my family, that Grandpa Jose did 2 full tours of World War II. Grueling tours. The kind that would make you vomit just by getting a visual, the viscera. The barbed wire and foxholes overflowed with limbs, the children and women killed, and the toll all this takes as you not only witness, but become accessory to it. That 182 days into his second tour, a blast would occur that almost ensured he wouldn't make it home, that my mother'd never be born. Flash forward to 1970s Newark, 2 golden glove dog tags dangle from the rearview mirror of a 68 Chevrolet Caprice, white knuckle speed over beat up roads, of a pothole filled Route 21, a cabbie on his day off with hands gripping wheel, as they did turret gun, of tank plowing through German occupied villages, and just like that, he's back overseas. A pitter-pat of rocks ricocheting off the wheel, well, bringing him back to rounds, bouncing off the barricade of Stronghold, blocking all roads out, and Jose knows he must be the first of his men to go, to brave the fray on his own. A brother's fallen, and he stumbles as he runs to drag his slumped, lifeless husk back behind their outpost, holds strong to his arm, awkwardly steps with his left, and it was then he heard the disengage of the pressure plate click, which means he's activated the detonating lever of an SMI-35 landmine buried several inches beneath surface earth, and next, all he heard was silence, ringing, tinnitus, bringing piercing absence. He collapses as medics rush. He'd awaken in a Belgian hospital 2 days later to learn his leg and scrotum were nearly lost, that yes, his left testicle is now mine fodder. He would make peace with the pieces of himself he could never regain. A few more days, blown away, he was discharged honorably, given prescription of meds and rest, yet no therapy, sent home with a medal and a letter from the president, most only get over a folded flag. And as his dog tags clink over the dashboard, the newsman reports numbers of fatalities from this ever ongoing war and how the Viet Cong will simply not let up. He reaches for his dial to change and once again gets blindsided, the click and rushing pain, another red flood of deafening taking over his left side again. Only this time the mine explodes, platelets and clots filling chamber, and with no one to tourniquet stop the loss, he pulls over, locks eyes on his dash, those dog tags clink with the pull of the brake to stop, and as the sirens arrive to pull his cold engine from the car's body, he lies frozen in the pose of him reaching for a black and white picture of him sitting and grinning with his 2 daughters and wife. All right. So yeah, I never got to meet him, obviously. But yeah, I do like to honor those who fought. And then this other piece is by a poet of that one of my mentors went to grad school with and knows, Ross Gay. And this is a different kind of memorial. This is a memorial for Eric Garner called A Small Needful Fact. A small needful fact is that Eric Garner worked for some time for the Parks and Rec Horticultural Department, which means perhaps that with his very large hands, perhaps in all likelihood, he put gently into the earth some plants which, most likely, some of them, in all likelihood, continue to grow, continue to do what such plants do, like house and feed small and necessary creatures, like being pleasant to touch and smell, like converting sunlight into food, like making it easier for us to breathe.
Damn.
Yes, Paul.
Thunder. Fucking thunder. This God.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
Appreciate you asking me to jump on stage, Richie. You know I
Hell yeah,
can't say
man.
no.
Dude,
So
I mean,
listening to
I know
Poet
it's
Khan
late
Queso
too.
be like, "Hey, hi, these are my feels." Ah! Yeah! Oh! That's amazing.
Oh damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know it's late too. So that's why I always ask, like, don't feel obligated, but if you'd like to, you know. And
Nah, I love
so
it
look
here.
at
I love it
all
here.
the people who love you, man. Appreciate you coming on. So really quick, hold on. So I know Dan needs to get ready, and so while he's doing that, I do want to mention a project that I kind of helped recently. So in El Paso, we have a place, an organization called Las Americas Immigration Advocacy Center, Las Americas, and we teamed up with a couple other organizations in town, including the Veterans Nonprofit here in El Paso, and we did a project called the Leave No One Behind Mural Project, and kind of the impetus of it is to highlight a lot of the deported vets. There's been a lot of veterans who have fought on behalf of the U.S. Army and for their service end up, for whatever reason, deported. And so there actually is a mural that was done recently by some local artists, a mural that's in tribute to Laura Mesa. And so you guys should definitely, her story is kind of sad. I mean, she's a honorably discharged Army vet, and she served in Iraq. And she, during her time, she was sexually assaulted, and so she has some traumas, and she was suffering through PTSD, and so that led to some issues where she, eventually was deported in 2009. So she's just one of many stories of people just trying to get back. Something that a lot of people don't talk about much in Memorial Day. So want to point to that issue as well. And if you want to check out more, you can just check out the Leave No One Behind mural project. And then there's lots of stories like Laudas. Okay, so just had to give that a quick spotlight. And now I believe we'll go ahead and go to Dan the man, who is ready like always, right? Yeah. Yeah, Dan. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool, man. Yeah, okay. Well, you guys already know Dan the man is up next. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the stage.
How's it going, Richie? Yeah, I'm just finishing up editing my blog. Well, that's a long story. Yeah, had several delays. Okay. Well, as you know, since we're approaching June, why not do a child's calendar? Oh, thank you, Finn. And it's a child's calendar. We go to June. Yeah. June. The sun is rich and gladly pays in golden hours, silver days, and long green weeks that never end. School's out. The time is ours to spend. There's Little League, hopscotch, the creek, and after supper, hide and seek. Long live the light. It's like a dream, and freckles come like flies to cream. End quote. Click. And yep, month of June, A Child's Calendar by John Upton. Once again. Okay. I understand today is Memorial Day, but if I already did that a week ago, a heads up. So if you guys missed out on my Scenes of My Poetry Slam, I uploaded it since last Sunday. Well, I think yesterday. So I'll leave the link right down there. I'm sharing an image. Okay. Okay. Well, my next piece, someone's birthday's tomorrow, and I've mentioned the GFM band. I'll show you. Yeah, there they are, the GFM band. And one of them's having her birthday, and it's CJ. Yep, tomorrow's her birthday. All right, and let me share. And let me share an image. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yep, that's her. That's CJ. And I prepared a birthday poem for her. It's called CJ. Yeah. Well, we don't know her of the GFM. Well, she is the Gemini of the mutable, the Alexandrite of the pearl, meaning longevity, strong, and beauty, linking to the element water, and the rose of the Roscase. It's because her birthday is on the first month. I'm sorry. It's because her birthday is on the first day of the sixth month in the year 1999. Born and raised in Jacksonville, the largest city of Florida. From a thriving scholar to her successful rise to fame as a musician, guitarist, backup vox, she embodies a woman full of drive for success. She is one of the successful artists as a guitarist, lead vox, and backup vox from a popular band, the GFM band, Gold, Frankensteins, and Mirror. Her favorite color, green, resembles from an amphibian called frog to a gemstone called emerald. This color reminds me of the song from Green Disease by Pearl Jam to Green Day by Green Day. She symbolizes beauty, sympathy, lighthearted, concentration, candor, vigor, poise, inspiration, abundance, loyalty, keepsake, tranquility, complexity, flexibility, portrait, faith, friendship, and most importantly, family. CJ, my friend, here's to another year of experience. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavors. Keep up what you and your sisters do best. You as a guitarist, lead box, and all three as a team for the GFM band. My best to Maggie and Lulu. Hope all is well. Yeah. Oh yeah, and according to Chisel Adonis, all you have to do is follow the block, CJ. What do you think? Richie?
Thumbs up, man.
How was it?
Good tribute. Hell yeah. Happy birthday, CJ.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, well, since I know we're almost approaching June, so I'll rather get a head start. And yes, earlier today was Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. And I'm almost finished editing my blog for Memorial Day, but had a little setbacks. It's a long story. I'll explain about that later. Okay, so, okay.
Is that the card there that you're loading? What you got?
Okay, here it is. Read it and weep it. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like my page on Facebook. Hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly, and don't forget to search and don't forget to subscribe my channel on YouTube. Find Animance Weekly on YouTube. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. You have a good night. Hold on. All right. Back to you, Richie.
All right,
Thank you.
cool. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. I was driving home the other day and I was like, Dan the Man's weekly vlog needs a theme song. And so I was freestyling some verses and like I need to record them so I can show them to you. But
let's wait. Let's wait on that.
no, not yeah, no, you know what? Now I'm not gonna share them with you ever again. Ever. No, I haven't recorded anything, man. There's nothing to share. But it's late, guys. Monday night. It's gonna be June. Lots of events. So you guys throughout the show. So if you're just tuning in and somehow made it to the end and skipped people, don't go back and you'll see that there's a lot of events going on in June. If you guys are watching it with time, go check them out. Lots of workshops, podcast productions, shows, right? We talked about the poetry, global network, all that stuff. Everyone's doing some more open mics all around. So would love to see you guys. Thanks for everyone who performed. And I will see you guys next Monday. I believe we'll do like a co-host spot, maybe if Poet Khan is available. So we will see you guys next time. Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting announcements, but as always, if you guys follow us, a Barbed Wire open mic series, then I encourage you guys to just follow us. We'll post anything there, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. See you guys. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Later.
Adios.
Okay.